Hey, everybody! It's Gem City Comic Con Online Part 2. I want to thank everybody that's here with me today. Kat, Tim, Jay, I appreciate the fact that you're coming out and doing this. I really do. This means so much to me, to Gem City Comic Con, and of course to Jesse, whatever his name. That guy that runs this thing, that guy. It really means so much to us all. I really do appreciate it. What these wonderful people are going to do for you today is they're going to have their little indie roundabout. These three people have some amazing indie comics. If you haven't seen them, you need to go check them out. Obviously, I cannot talk. It's been a long day already. Obviously, I'll be posting links as they talk about it. I'm going to leave it to you guys. You don't need me. You guys are expressional without me. And I'll be here watching and enjoying this. Y'all have a great panel. Bye.
Where do we start?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Tim, who is your visitor? Who is that?
At the beginning.
But what is the beginning of comics?
I'm more interested in Tim. Who is that visitor on your lap?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Tim?
Jay, start us off. Come on, man.
Okay. I'll start off. Kat, we'll start with Kat. Tell us about your books. What do you create?
Oh, I got a lot of books. So my most recent venture is Spirit Witches and Sorcerers, which I have my books right behind me, but I don't think... There we go.
Oh, nice.
So let me move that. So I got Witches and Sorcerers, which is my most recent book, Spiritus Maximus, and then I have my 3 mini comics, which is the Zombio franchise. Comics Red. There is books 1, 2, and 3, and they are based off of my husband's childhood stories that he wrote in elementary school. So
yeah, that one got one of the space prizes, right?
Yeah, it's nominated for a space prize.
Nominated.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't know if I won or not, but here we are. So I got these nifty little stickers that I created. But what I did for them is they're adaptations the best I could, asking him lots of questions about how like the aliens look in the aliens world. And then I also hand carved and hand stamped every one of these covers. So these are all lovingly made by hand in my kitchen. Like cookies, but you can read them.
And then what is the one that is on Webtoons?
So both of these were on Webtoons, but this is the one that's updating currently. And it's Witches and Sorcerers. And it is a story about a young witch who wants to become a sorceress. So she takes an internship with a very grouchy but brilliant sorcerer named Sorcerer Ravencraft. And antics ensue, including mandrakes and dragons. If you like Harry Potter and you like whimsical stories that are rather uplifting, I think this is a good read for you. And it updates
how many
every
chapters?
Friday.
Yeah, how many chapters do we call it chapters or issues? I mean, how many are on Webtoons?
So far, they're episodes.
Yeah.
So the way Webtoons is structured is that you put multiple page updates. So pages just being like comic book pages up at one time. So I usually put 3 or 4 pages up at a time, and they're called episodes. And then what I do is I collect them and turn them into trade paperbacks. So far there's only 1 issue of the trade paperback, and there's quite a few episodes that are already written. They're just going up slowly. So there's 2 episodes up right now on Line Webtoon. So it's just Witches and Sorcerers, and you can find it under Red Cat Comics, I believe.
Very cool.
In the fantasy genre.
And Tim, tell us about your creations. I don't think he can hear me.
I don't think he can hear us, but his cat's adorable.
I know that cat is adorable.
I can hear you. I see Jay's lips moving, and I can't hear him.
Am I on mute? Wait,
no,
Kat, you can hear me?
You.
All right. Well, we figured that out.
I can hear. Okay, from moderating, I can hear everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, because I can hear Tim.
Yeah, this is my office manager, Selena Kyle. She insisted on sitting here, but I feel like a Bond villain.
Kitty.
Hey, Kat, ask Tim those questions so he can hear you.
Well, he answered the cat, Selena Kyle, but
I love
Tim,
that.
what are you working on?
I'm having a really productive quarantine, I have to say. I don't know where this came from, but I've got about 8 projects going on at the moment in sort of 2 different areas. The first is the book I do, Captain Catnip and Womble the Wonder Gerbil. And I have the most wonderful creative partners on this book. I have Craig Boldman writes the scripts for Captain Catnip, and Daryl Collins does the backup feature, Good Rat, Bad Rat. And I usually do the lead feature with Captain Catnip and Womble. At the moment, we're working on, I'm going to turn the camera angle around. At the moment, we're working on the 4th issue, which is, it's going to be a little different in that Captain Catnip just takes a powder. He goes on vacation and leaves Womble in charge of everything. And so there's a Womble solo adventure, and then there's an adventure with the police detectives, and then the backup feature with Good Rat, Bad Rat. So the big news this time is I have Craig is not only writing the scripts for this, he's doing the story about Inspector Drummond and Officer Doodle. Well, I'm doing the Womble story, and Daryl is drawing the Good Rat, Bad Rat. So it's here. I've got a few pages that I can show. Maybe there. That's the splash page for the lead feature. And Craig has given me a lot of really, really fun stuff to draw.
Ooh,
This is
that
the
looks
one I
fun.
just finished with a cameo by Yogi
like
Bear and sort of a parody of the Batman and Robin walking up the wall trope that from the TV show.
Yes.
So, and on the next page that I'm working on right now, there's a reference to Spider-Man number 50, Spider-Man No More, where Womble wads up his costume and throws it in a garbage can and walks away from it all. So it's been super fun. I'm having a blast doing this. Don't know when we'll get this out. You know, all of my printers sources are closed up at the moment. So we're just kind of working along with no real firm deadline to this. But the other project that I work on is Sham Comics, where I take Golden Age public domain comics and scan them and rewrite them. And I'm working on a whole bunch of those at the moment. I'm working on a murder mystery called Murder in Primary Colors, about the death of an artist. And so I scan the work and then just start typing into the empty word balloons. That's been fun. I just finished this book, Dr. Surly, MD, which is a photo comic book. Was put out in the early 60s based on Ben Casey. And so I've rewritten the entire thing. It's incredibly silly, and I had a lot of fun doing it.
I'm looking forward to them.
Well, hopefully they'll get published this year. Who knows at this point? The other thing
I know Tim can't hear me, but
was
you're also doing the
I
news strips.
Started doing the Daily Sham on Facebook, where every day every morning I post a rewritten newspaper strip. And the last time I did this for a year, a new strip every day for a year. We'll see how long I can keep it going this time. The thing that I have up right now, or is going up right now, is a soap opera called The Endless Days and Lonely Nights of Victoria Milton. And then the next strip will be, after that will be Calling Dr. Sham, another medical strip. I really enjoy doing the medical strips. It's a lot of fun to write. So every day I get up and I just work on whatever I feel like working on that day. I don't, since I don't have any hard and fast deadlines, I can just do it at my own pace. So that's about it for me.
You sound busy. You are super busy. I'm glad
like
someone's being productive.
It's been kind of I'm getting the social media done. I'm doing some writing, but it's hard to do the deep work. It's hard to do the focus work. My kids are home. My kids are home and they're doing their schoolwork. My wife's working from home. So it's really hard to find time to like just late at night. You got to channel your night owl to really do the work, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what I'm up to. Is I'm a super night owl now because we have a toddler here, so I'm taking care of him while husband is doing all of his meetings. And right now it's vice versa. I'm on the meeting and he's taking care of the little one. So, and tables are flipped on the weekends, I guess. But yeah, and I work all weekend. So, but at least I had a studio here already.
Absolutely. So I'll do my turn. I do a comic book. It's called MEST. It's the nickname for the Metropolitan Sewer District. And let's see, I have chapter 1 here. I'm a writer and the publisher, and I do it with Dylan Spieg. He is the primary artist, and it's about a sewer worker named Lilliput. And she is kind of our I'm a tour guide to the weird, wild, wet world beneath our feet. Primary artist, and it's about a sewer worker named Lilliput. Yeah.
Can you lower your audio?
We're just learning the technology. The weird, wild, wet world beneath our feet.
How's that?
Thank you.
Sorry.
You're okay.
I couldn't hear Jay at all.
I know. Sorry about that, Tim. Well, anyway, we have 2 seasons. First season is in a trade. We also have individual issues of that. And then the second season was out about 2 years ago. That's an additional 7 chapters. And let's see. I think Dylan is, during this quarantine, Dylan's steaming ahead on season 3. He's probably about 18 pages into it. So it's been a trying experience, not being able to go to places like Gem City, and hopefully space will be going on, but just trying to reach the fans. So we've been trying to just think a little outside the box as far as that's concerned, just making sure social media is up. And honestly, if you go to our website, the first season is for free digitally. And then you can order them via mail as well. But and then the second season, we're going to post every 2 weeks. And that'll be digitally for free as well.
That'd be nice.
Well, I mean, I think that I'm in a good situation where selling comics isn't how I feed my children. So I was like, I want to make this content available to people that just need new things. I mean, there's nothing like New Comic Book Wednesday. I want to see and get new things on every Wednesday. And so I want to, hopefully we can try and fill that void with some new content for the people.
Yeah, and I should know Webtoons is all free right now. So if you can read it on your computer or via a mobile app, and it's free. You can just consume all those comics, and most of them, a bulk of them, are indie created, all for free.
Nice.
Yes. I know I've been digging into Lore Olympus, which it has been recommended to me over and over and over again, and I never had time to read it until now. And it's fantastic.
I just read Private Eye, Brian K. Vaughan. That was free for a while now. I think you got to order it, and that's just incredible. honestly, I've been reading a lot of content online, but I have a stack of things I need to read just right in my library. So
Yeah, this is not my studio. This is actually my dining room where I'm broadcasting from. But usually behind me, you would see my very overstuffed bookcase that is full of comic books, and good 30% of it is all indie work from other artists that I've picked up at conventions like Gem City Comic Con. Though I will note, this is my first Gem City Comic Con.
this would have been, were you on the slate this year?
I was not.
Oops. Well, you are now. No,
I'm a crowd crasher. Ah!
Oh,
But thank you for inviting me.
Of course, of course. So let me ask this question. So writer's block, and repeat the question, Kat, so Tim can hear it. Writer's block, creator's block, whatever you call it. How do you kind of work through it? Or where do you get your inspiration? Maybe that's a way to do it, is surrounding yourself with the things that inspire you.
Okay, that's a long question. So Tim,
Yeah, I know.
Tim, the question is,
Yes.
how do we fight writer's block, and what inspires you?
Good question. And I have to add, I still see Jay's lips moving. I can't hear a word he says. As soon as I turn down the sound on the computer, and I'm doing this through the iPad, he's gone, but I hear you just fine. As far as writer's block goes, the sham stuff is very hard to write. It either it just flows out, or it doesn't. And I'm used to, my process is starting stories, and I'll maybe get halfway through and hit a bump, because I don't take any pre work with this. I just go full steam into the story. I never read the original stories because I don't want to know what they were originally about. And so every once in a while, halfway through, I'll hit a snag, and I'll have to put it aside maybe for a month or two, and then come back to it. But it always works that when I come back to it, I get great ideas to finish it up. I try and sprinkle enough little details and weird little asides and things in the front half of the story that I'll have things to draw on to come back to. So that's how I handle any kind of block with sham. It's worked really well so far.
Kat?
Oh, so with writer's block, it's something very similar to Tim. So what I do is I'll write in batches. So I try to write as many episodes or pages as I possibly can. And usually when I'm creating stories, I have certain events happening, scenarios happening. So I write those out. And those are kind of like my high marks of the story. And then I fill that in between area. So sometimes I'll write myself into a tree. It happens a lot with Spiritus Maximus, which that one is tricky because it's a post-apocalyptic monster comic. So the premise of that comic was humanity has gone extinct after a zombie apocalypse, but legendary creatures like vampires and werewolves continued on. And sometimes, like, you're all good, you have your world built and everything, and you go on, and you're like, wait a minute, if there are no humans around, how exactly are vampires still alive? So you run into little questions like that. So you become a little bit creative answering them. And when I do run into a roadblock like that, I usually put down the story for a while. I can't do it for months at a time. It's usually maybe a day or two. And then try to do more mundane things around my house, like wash the dishes, do laundry, stuff like vacuum the floors, and usually just let your brain rest for a little while. And then something usually pops up. So, and with where I find my inspiration right now with Witches and Sorcerers, it's very much, I'm going to say the Ghibli films. Not necessarily all ones that Miyazaki worked on, but
Love
Ghibli
those.
studio films.
That's great.
They're fun to watch. And with my approach with Witches and Sorcerers is to do stories that are much more uplifting, since Spiritus Maximus is a post-apocalyptic about a zombie apocalypse. It's not exactly things that people want to read right now, unless you're hardcore into horror, and then more power to you. But I kind of got depressed writing it, so I switched gears, and now I'm writing something much more uplifting. And so Miyazaki movies right now are really what I've been watching a lot of. How about you, Jay?
Well, the Miyazaki films are just so inspiring at moments, and just there's this creative thread throughout. So I can totally see how you can use those to get through the block.
Mhm.
So sometimes in the middle of writing a script, I'm not sure where to go, and so I take a lot of walks around the block, a lot of parks. Nowadays with the quarantine, it's like an obstacle course, trying to like cross the sidewalk as someone comes with their dog, kind of thing. But I replay the script and the situation in my head. I obviously know how I want it to. Well, hopefully I know where I want it to end. It's just the through line there. And I replay it. I play it over and over. I'm listening to music. I'm listening to podcasts on the walk, or I'm just walking. And it just really helps me get through it. Or sometimes it's just putting it down and walking away. But even bad writing, sometimes I will write the worst script bridge in the world and find my way through it, and I can improve upon that. So sometimes just writing for writing's sake, just to get through it, and really just writing the worst version. And admittedly, I don't like to throw things away, so I kind of have like a junk folder for writing where I'll cut and paste bad scenes or bad dialogue or whatever, just so I have it for later. Because sometimes, I can read it and laugh my ass off, or B, I can just maybe get other ideas from that.
Yeah, I try to take learn something from different podcasts and everything that I'm listening to. But yeah, I have a junk folder full of ideas that I may use at a later time. And the thing that I do hate in the creative process is you have something written down, you've had your artist draw it, or in case I've drawn it, and then you think of a better way that scene could have played out after it's already been published. And I just sit there and go, ugh, no, dang. So I don't know if you ever run into that, Jay and Tim.
I'm going to let Tim answer. Tim.
Sorry, I'm still having some audio issues here.
Oh.
I haven't heard a word Jay said.
It was very inspirational.
It's nice to see him, though.
So Rodney was talking about the Cincinnati comic creators in Cincinnati that meet monthly, and we're all part of that as well. So we're used to seeing each other monthly there. We all serve or volunteer for a May the 4th art show that occurs as well. And then there's a secret, I don't know about secret, but there's another project that some of the creators are working on as well. So I don't think it's
a secret anymore. We can openly talk about it. Yeah.
At least I have.
Well, ask Tim to talk about it since he can't hear me.
What can we talk about?
So do you want to talk a little bit about this Cabinet of Curiosities anthology that we're all doing?
You should do that. You're the editor.
Yeah, I really should be the one talking about that one. So for those interested, we, as a group of Cincinnati-based and Northern Kentucky-based artists and writers, we are working on the Cincinnati Cabinet of Curiosities, which is an anthology series highlighting the local folklore of our region. And all three of us are contributing stories to it. And then we have some other artists as well. Let's see, Eamon Hill's doing our cover. We have Rodney Fike doing the Loveland Castle. And Christina Wald is doing The Portal to Hell. And Brandon Wagner is doing the Cincinnati Music Hall. I am doing my personal experience ghost hunting at Sedamsville Rectory. Tim, what are you doing?
I'm doing a little short piece on the Loveland Frogman and having a great time doing it.
Yes, Loveland Frogman is so internationally well known, and I'm glad you're able to do the story. Jay, what are you and Dylan doing?
Dylan and I are working on Mermaids of Ohio. It's the story that was printed in the Inquirer in the early 1900s, and about these mermaids that were found on the shore and the description on them. So it is actually, it's like in the paper, they actually published it and they had sketches and everything. So I'm looking forward to, we just finished that story during quarantine. So it's been kind of nice to look at the art. Dylan's done a fantastic job.
Yes, he did. That is a wonderfully done story that you did. What is it, 6 pages?
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Thank you.
And yes, I've been impressed with, and I knew all these artists are very capable of doing it, but I love how everyone has interpreted these stories, and you really get to see their creative voices come out. And we have such a variety of stories. Like yours is a very good, how do I say it grassroots folklore with the mermaids.
Yeah.
And then Tim, I love the Loveland Frogman, and it's much more space agey feeling, I would say.
Let's see this.
The story itself is very silly. It's just a little gag page called Froggy Goes to Court with the Frogman on a Tinder date.
Nice.
I love that.
Yeah, we've really appreciated your editing and your knowledge of just ghosts and urban myth, and then Tina and Rodney with Hasm has really just provided that structure behind it. So it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, and I will say Rodney's piece is very Twilight Zone feeling.
Oh.
And Brandon's piece has very much the Penny Dreadful feeling from the late 1800s. Those, they're not anthologies, but those short stories that you would read in newspapers or purchase for a penny. And then mine is a personal experience. I don't know. I'm not done with it yet. The editor's not done with her work yet. I think I'm the only one not done.
No, I'm not quite done either.
Okay. But
so let me turn that to another question. So what is,
and you should probably mention that this is the first of hopefully many
yes,
anthologies in the series where we'll spotlight different artists and
yes,
different paranormal phenomenon.
Yes. So yeah, it's different artists. So we're not taking new submissions for this first anthology. We are the guinea pigs. We'll see how well we're doing. And if this is very popular, we will go to volume 2 and open up for submissions again.
Excellent. So let me let that bridge to the next question. So what is, we'll start with Kat, and then you can repeat the question for Tim.
Okay.
What is your creative process? Writing, sketching? It kind of flows from the whole writer's block thing, but when it's flowing, how do you put it all together?
Right. So, Tim, Jay has this
Yes.
question. What is your creative process for writing and sketching and creating everything that you do? Do you want me to start, or do you want Tim to start, Jay? This is like the weirdest game of telephone that I've ever played.
It is. I'm getting good at reading Jay's lips, though.
Ooh. Let's have Tim start.
Okay. Well, I outlined a little bit of how I do the sham. My working process is completely different from between sham and then the books that I'm either writing and drawing or just drawing in the case of Captain Catnip. And like I said, with sham, I don't read the original material. It'll just be something about the story that kind of appeals to me, or I get an idea of the direction I can go satirically with it. And then it's just flying by the seat of your pants. And especially this daily sham thing where I have no idea how some of this stuff is going to end. I'm just hoping it comes along before the day it's due to be put up on online. With Captain Catnip, I have a completely different arrangement. When Craig and I first started discussing this, I had tried to reboot Captain Catnip many times myself, and I just couldn't get the voice right, that all ages kind of stuff. My scripts would always take weird, dark little turns, and it just wasn't appropriate. And we were talking about this at a convention. I had created Captain Catnip for Charlton Comics in the late 70s. And then they promptly went out of business, and there was only one issue that ever came out. And all this stuff just sat in my flat file for years and years and years. And I always wanted to go back to it. And I was kind of complaining to Craig at a show one time about how frustrating it was to not be able to write this. And he just piped up and said, could I take a crack at it? And I said, yeah, sure, have at it. 2 weeks later, he had a script to me. And Craig's scripts are completely different from anything I was expecting. I've got one right here. Craig thumbnails everything. Oh, there we go. Craig thumbnails everything out. So I have to retype all the dialogue and text, which is, a little bit of work, but it saves me so much time. I just go in and he's usually right. I very rarely change anything at all about his stories or about the art itself. Just put it down on paper. But then I take it and interpret it in my own style, pencil it, and then it immediately goes into the computer. And I've been having really good luck inking and coloring with Clip Studio, which used to be called Manga Studio, and then doing the lettering in Illustrator and some of the special effects in Photoshop. So I'm kind of working all over the board. I'll have all these programs open at once and just going back and forth doing different things. But it has been just the best collaboration. The stories he comes in with, not only are they, really good children's stories, but they're interesting enough and clever enough that I think adults get a big kick out of reading them too. I know I do. I look forward to getting his new scripts. So that's kind of the two ways I work.
I like it though. And I have to agree. I like how he writes his scripts. They're very complicated.
Yes.
Compared to, and I love it. Everybody has different ways of creating their comics, which is why we're answering this question right now. But just looking at how I do it versus how he does it and how you work with it, I'm just like, wow, that's amazing, man. Also, you draw on paper.
Yeah. What? I just don't have the hang of penciling on the computer or on the iPad or the tablet. I still prefer to kind of work it out. And sometimes I'll go through multiple revisions before I'll ever get it into the computer. I do a lot of then tinkering around with just the pencils in Photoshop before I ever take it over to Clip Studio.
Yeah. Jay, what were you saying?
Oh, the way Craig does those scripts with the beautiful, lush thumbnails, it's unbelievable. Mm-hmm. It's really unbelievable.
Yeah, you get so much information looking at his thumbnails and his scripts. It's almost overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Jay, how do you write?
Creative process-wise, I depend a lot on research. When I was doing the comic book about people working in the sewers, I did a lot of interviews with sewer workers. I took tours of the treatment plant. I just read what I could online. I think it's nice to create kind of like a data bank of just information that can inspire, lend authenticity to what you're trying to do. So that's always been a good part of the process. When things are flowing, sometimes the stories are occurring so fast, my fingers can't even type that fast. And those are the good days where like the action's occurring and like, oh, okay, I got this. The dialogue's going on and you're just writing sometimes just the basic skeleton of it just because it's occurring in your mind so fast. And just trying to figure out how you want to write, the nuances. Who are your inspirations, and who you're trying to emulate in some of your forms, which is also terrific as well.
Right. So with my creative process of drawing comics, I actually like to write everything and lay out everything on paper first before I move to digital. So I actually have just a composition notebook. It's just a grid-lined composition notebook. And I have the layouts for Witches and Sorcerers and every other series I work on done that way, as well as the script. And I'll actually move the script around, move the bubbles around, just to make sure things flow right. I'm not putting too much text in one panel. If I want panels to be silent or quiet for just to punctuate a moment, I can move all that stuff around. And then I do go and work on my iPad. So I have an iPad Pro, and I will do the layouts. Let's see, where's my camera? This is the layouts for page 4 of Witches and Sorcerers, which just went up yesterday. And then I can work digitally to the point where I can do all the inking and the effects on my iPad.
Do you sometimes feel like you diverge sometimes from your thumbnails?
Yes. So I know with Witches and Sorcerers, the first script that I had written and had done the layouts for, the thumbnails for, there were particular extra incidents that had happened, but because the story was getting congested and was not easy to read or follow, I dropped it out, which meant I had to redraw a few of my thumbnail pages. And when you're working in pencil, you can just very easily either rip a page out or just erase and correct, basically. And it helps to work ahead of where you actually are publishing. So I know I like to say to always have a buffer. If you're working especially with Webtoon or a webcomic, always have buffers. Realistically, you never do, and you're working to the day of your deadline. But
do you depend on someone to serve as kind of like an editor? Because with me, luckily, as a writer, I work with Dylan as the artist, and we go back and forth a lot. And sometimes my script needed kind of a bridge panel or just an extra panel for the action, because I might have had 10 actions occurring in one panel. How is that possible?
Yeah.
So do you sometimes have like a tester or a reader or an editor?
Yeah, beta reader. Yeah, so Mike, my husband, will read a lot of the thumbnails or more complex layouts, especially once I do them on my iPad, and because they're just easier to read. And a lot of it's self-editing as well. It's a skill that you kind of, I've at least developed. I know others have as well, where I'll write down the scripts and then I'll put them down for a little while, work on something else like designing merchandise designs or banner designs, and then go back to the script and to the thumbnails. And if something isn't reading right, then I go and fix it. Then I put it down again, work on something else, and pick it up. So there's a lot of self-editing as well.
Nice.
That's how I work.
I write roughly the same way. I'll put down a lot of material and then self-edit as I go along.
Yes. And Tim, you do look like a Bond villain. Selena looks like you're number 2.
She just is insisting on being up here. She just got up on the desk and knocked all the stuff off for me.
Oh. She's so cute.
Well, I should point out she's not this friendly. She's a really snotty little cat, and she's just showing off.
She wants to be in the spotlight, the center of attention.
Yes, she does. She's used to sitting on the desk while I work and walking across the keyboards and knocking the mouse off. So she's always up here. And there's a dog asleep under the desk right now.
Oh,
wow. Full house.
That's a menagerie.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got another question. Kat, you answer first, and then repeat the question so Tim can hear it. and I'm putting it on the chat as well. Aspirational. Let's talk aspirational. Where do you want your creations to go? Or are they already there?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, Tim, the question is aspirations, where do you want your creations to go? Or are they already there? But Jay wants me to answer first this time.
Go right ahead.
All right. So, I've been drawing comics since I was in middle school, and I just did it for my friends at the time. And as life has gone on, and I've gone into becoming a professional comic book artist, meaning I do this full time, this is all my income. Well, my half of the income, I guess. What I would really like to see, and this is extremely aspirational, is I would love to see Witches and Sorcerers turned into a Netflix series.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think it would be very good for the streaming platform. And it's an all ages comic series. I'm a fan of She-Ra and a lot of their other animated shows. And I really would like to see it put on as a new animated show content. I know they just put Kubo up, which used to be a graphic novel as well, or a webcomic as well. So it would be neat to see it up there. But my little bit lower aspiration, I would just like to see it as a trade paperback sold at everyone's comic book stores. So yeah, that's my aspiration. Tim?
Mine's remarkably similar. I've been doing comics off and on since high school, and self-publishing a lot of the time, and a few professional sales here and there. As far as where I'd love to see it go, Captain Catnip is very animation oriented anyway, very Hanna-Barbera influenced, and would make a great cartoon. I try and make the art look like little animation cells. And if I could wish for anything, it would probably be to see that, on Netflix or something like that, well animated and well written.
Mm-hmm.
Sham, on the other hand, has kind of gotten exactly where I want it to be. I have this publisher, Source Point Press. I met them 2 years ago at the Cincinnati Comic Expo. Cartoonist Jay Fosgett introduced me to the publisher, and they were immediately taken with Sham. They got it, right off the bat, and made me an offer to publish it. And it's been a really good partnership. I have a great editor on the series, and they put a great deal of care and effort into the printing and all like that, which is what I wanted anyway. That's what I do for myself, is really pay a lot of attention to how the books are printed. And so far, it's just been a great effort from their part. I can't complain, and they promote it very heavily. Before the virus hit, we just got the complete Shamnibus published, and they did such a great job of it. It's all 6 issues in a nice trade paperback, a few new pieces in it, but they really printed it nicely, and it's bargain priced. And so if I could give a plug, it would be anyone that's interested, head over to sourcepointpress.com, and they're running a big sale on pretty much all of their books. They've got the complete Shamnibus for a very bargain price at the moment.
Yeah, I like what Sham's done, what Source Point Press has done for Sham.
They're great guys to work with.
Yes. So, Jay, what are your aspirations?
The Mess, the World, and the Adventures of Lilliput, honestly, it's what calls to me. So I've done some other writing for the anthology. I did that Top Cow Talent Hunt contest and the 2000 AD contest, just to keep my creative juices flowing. But I'm fortunate that Mest is what's calling me. So I'm really focused on the continued storytelling there. And like Sewers, it's just it's keeping the flow. So I don't really have an end point. So I want to continue telling those stories. We're working on season 3 right now. Hopefully that'll be out in the fall, if not in the winter. We still have the 2 seasons, and we'll probably put the 2nd season into trade, and just trying to get the word out. So that's another reason why we put our stories digitally for free, season 1 and 2 online, just to try and get people to check it out. The big goal, because we've been doing this about 4 years, our big goal is to break even. That is our big goal, breaking even. Always a good goal. Where, I made my expenses. And
Yes.
my favorite phrase at Comic Cons is, I made table. I was like, well, did you drive here? Did you buy gas? Did you eat while you were at the Comic Con? And it's just a lot of things beyond making table that is important. And I don't think people don't realize the expenses for us to do this. We are not making tons of money. And if we are, they're not making money at Comic Cons now. And there's a lot of artists out there who are doing Kickstarters, who are just having books that you could buy that could still use your help, because they're a huge amount of income that they depend on is gone.
Mm-hmm. I will say what I would love to see is Lilliput with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Yes.
Dylan's been doing
That'd
some
be a
fun
great
mashups.
crossover.
Wouldn't that be a great crossover? Yeah.
Dylan's doing
that'd
some
be fun.
mashups. And throw Batman in there. Just, Batman, Ninja Turtles, and Lilliput. I think that would be great.
Do you think they should throw Batman along with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Lilliput?
Yes.
Sure. And with villain Killer Croc.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good.
That was
Oh, it'd be funny to see the Batmobile going through a sewer as one of its escape points.
Wasn't that the Val Kilmer version or something? No, I'm just kidding. One of those terrible.
One of them.
Oh,
The
well,
sewer
okay.
empties into the Batcave.
So yeah, it's just really just trying to get people to try the story. I love when fans post about it. I love when fans come to me at Comic Cons and say, I was here last year, I need to get season 2. I love all those kind of things where people are just really inspired by your work. I try and do the 3 E's. I'm mainly trying to entertain, but if I can educate about the ecology of the sewer, or just educate about human emotion, and then finally enlighten, I would love for this to really just touch someone and really just inspire them.
Yeah, I like that. The 3 E's. Tim,
3
have you heard
E's.
Jay's 3 E's?
No,
You're
I
gonna have to
haven't.
repeat it for him.
Oh, this is like a pop quiz. So Jay has 3 E's that he uses as his philosophy for Comic Cons, I would say. So it's to entertain, to enlighten, and to educate the people that go to
Well,
his
Jay is
table.
very entertaining. I'll give him that.
Jay is very entertaining.
Does that look like a heart on the camera?
It does.
All right. So we kind of touched upon this, but I'll throw the question up again. So where can readers find your work? Kat, you go first.
Okay, so the question, Tim, is where can readers find your work? And Jay says for me to go first again. So I'm pretty easy to find online. Just search for Red Cat Comics, and I'm on Line Webtoon. I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Instagram. I also have redcatcomics.com, which is a good portal for finding links to all of that social media. And I also have a Patreon, same name. And you could read Witches and Sorcerers and Spiritus Maximus for free on Line Webtoon as part of their Canvas program. Tim, where can people find you?
It's all over the place. I have several portals. My self-published stuff is all sold online through Indy Planet, facebook.com, and if you just go there and type in Hoo-Ha Comics, it should bring up all the work that I have there. That's all the self-published stuff. A few of the sham projects that SourcePoint didn't print. SourcePointPress.com is where all the sham books are, the 1 through 6 of the regular issues, and then the collection. And they have, at the moment, they have the 80-page giant sham, all original material.
Wow.
Featuring my version of Captain Marvel, Captain Attaway, God's own superhero.
Shalom.
So when things get up and rolling again, I'm sure they'll be putting that out. So SourcePoint.com, SourcePointPress.com. And then I would encourage anybody that wanted to see the daily sham material that I'm doing every day right now, just follow me on Facebook. And it's, if you type in Tim Fuller, it's not hard to tell which Tim Fuller, it is. And one of those strips goes up every day. And then I archive them over at a blog that I had kind of left alone for a number of years. And I'm working back over there again, zombiemarge.blogspot.com. And I just, I will archive all the strips over there, and it makes it easier to navigate through and read a whole bunch at once. So I think that's me online.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's see. Messed Comics, MESSED Comics.com. It's also at Messed Comics on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can order comic books. You can order our new trade. I think shipping and handling is reduced on our website for the new trade. And it's been nice because people can't come to us at Comic-Cons. I've gotten a couple of orders, so I risk going to the post office probably once or twice a week, just mailing people's books out. I think people are hungry for new material. And obviously on the website, we have the first 2 seasons digitally for free if they want to check it out there. And then I think we're all, if it is occurring, we'll all be at Space in July. If it is
Tim,
occurring.
are you going to be at Space?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Looking forward to it. I was working on several little mini comics that I hope to have there.
Yes. And we're also going to be at the Cincinnati Comic Expo.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. That will be my first year there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not my first Comic Expo, but my first one in Cincinnati.
It'll be
fun.
interesting.
And then aren't all 3 of us waiting to hear the guest list for CXC this year?
I believe we are.
Yes. Yes.
Well, fingers crossed for all of us. That was a great show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed.
And then at future Gem City Comic Cons.
Absolutely. So Amanda asked the question, what is your memorable Gem City Comic-Con experience? And someone repeat the question for Tim.
What is your memorable Gem City Comic Con experience, Tim?
It's one of the shows where I always get to see John Lennon and Leo Perez from Chicago. It's one of the few shows I get to hang out with those guys, and it's always a blast.
And Amanda.
And Amanda.
I don't
Yes,
think
I don't think he got that part.
I don't think he could hear you, Amanda.
No, I couldn't hear you.
And Amanda, you get to see me.
Of course.
Thank
So
you.
there's the patent Amanda hug, which I love. Let's see. Amy Fields, Adam's partner, her cookies are amazing. Those are always great. And it just has a great, Gem City has a great community feel to it. Like it's almost like a reunion for a lot of different people. Just everyone's seeing each other. And to be in downtown Dayton, it's just nice.
Family.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And then also, it's a great lineup. Was it just last year? I got to talk to Chris Bacallo, and he signed my Doctor Strange issues and my Death trade paperback, and a lot of just great creators are there that it's very accessible that you get to talk to them.
And Kat, you said this is your first Gem City.
This is my first Gem City, so this is my first memory of Gem City Comic Con.
Best memory ever.
It's the most unique one. But I'm going to echo the tight-knit community feel, because I'm reading the comments as we're going with this panel, and there are so many people going, I miss going to the Comic-Con, I miss seeing you guys. And yeah, you really get the sense of community from just not only the Facebook page, but also on other social media, and how people have been coming out to support the Comic-Con, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all three of you, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to be able to do this, to support Gem City, to support Jesse. I hope you enjoyed the weather here in Dayton. We worked really hard to make sure that everybody practiced their social distancing. We asked them not to bum rush our guests and to stay 6 feet away at all times. So I hope we did good for you there. But seriously.
Thank you, Amanda.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
Virtual hug.
Yeah.
I love you all. Jay, you and I got to get together, my man.
Go.
And Kat, it was a pleasure meeting you. We've been friends, and for some reason, I don't talk to you.
Well, it's great talking to you. It's been a while.
And Tim, it's always a pleasure to see you. And
Good to see you.
But now it's gonna be really weird seeing you ever again with the whole Dr. Evil vibe you've got going on there.
I know. Yeah.
But
Selena says bye.
bye,
Aww.
Selena, and bye, guys. And thank you guys so much. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Hi, I know you.
Here I am.
So we're getting ready to start. Few more moments, and then I don't have to do anything else, right? Because I'm pretty sure Ren and Mike could just take it from here, because they do not need me to be impressive at all.
I think that's the plan. This is your break schedule. That was really I don't get a lot of time to talk to those guys at the show. That's usually where I see them, so I'm really busy. But I wanted to make sure that Jay saw that I keep copies of his book. So that's an early one that came in a collection. This is Volume 1, Chapter 1 of the Mest. So how's it been going today? I've been in and out.
For both Gem City and for AGP, it's going really well. Matter of fact, Jesse's making me do this. This is not my fault. This has nothing to do with AGP other than the fact that that's my company and I'm working for Gem City and I put this all together. But this is supposed to be for Gem City and Jesse, and I want to put that off of my chest right now. But Jesse wants to get out of it. And guess what? AGP is 2 followers away on Twitch.
Right.
And 3 people chatting at the same, well, a total of 5 people. So there's 2 in there now. 3 more people being in the chat room on Twitch, talking at the same time. And AGP becomes affiliated with Twitch. So
Nice.
this
Very
actually
nice.
has helped AGP. That doesn't mean y'all have to do it. If you do it, yay, thank you. Remember, this is for Jesse and Gem City and the amazing community that was missing us this year. That's what this is for.
To that end, I want to say that this is about the community of Gem City. I know that a lot of the artists and stuff, they depend on Gem City to help push out their book and to make a little bit of money. And since we couldn't do it this year, I'm so happy that Amanda got on the ball and made it happen for us. If it wasn't for Amanda, I would not have pursued this. I would have just been down in the basement crying, sorting comics. So thank you again, Amanda. And
it's a pleasure, but trust me, it wasn't just me. It was the community crying out and the amazing creators who have shown up. And I blew a horn and people came running to be by your side and to be by Gem City's side. I cannot take all the credit. I just can't.
You can. You've done all the heavy lifting here. All I did was wake up this morning and put on a Gem City shirt. That was it.
And that's why you boss me minion. That's how this works.
No, you did this all on your own. You should be commended.
Oh, give me just a second. Someone actually asked for the Twitch thing, so let me give that to everybody.
Yeah, throw that up.
Boom. And there is the Twitch page, guys. And thanks for supporting me as well. There will be more things like this coming from AGP. A lot of you know me as a podcaster and a convention runner, but I'm also a gamer. So a lot of the stuff that I do on Twitch is me playing video games, just an FYI. So just keep that in mind. But with this and learning how this works, I really like this format. And for anybody who's ever done podcast with me, they know I like that laid back feel. This gives me more that laid back feel that I like to do with my guests. So this will be where AGP is going in the future for the podcast. So get ready. That means y'all got to be wearing some pants, okay? There ain't no more no pants podcast with Amanda.
That's how I always did the podcast.
That's how I always did the podcast.
Nice. So who's up next? What's up next?
All right. So coming up next in just 1 minute, we have McKinzie and Michael Watson. And they are two of the most entertaining people you've ever seen in the world. If they don't entertain you, they will be fired. Yeah, I see you smiling, Michael. I ain't kidding. I can see you waiting in the wing. Don't act like I can't. If these two men do not entertain you, by the way, you better tell Ren he needs to get here now because he ain't in here yet. These two men don't entertain you. You need to let me know because their entertainment and all of their licenses, they're revoked. They get nothing. I will go and tell Victor Dandridge, who will be on tomorrow, dude, you can't even hang out with these guys. They have no personality whatsoever.
Nice. You know what the funny thing about Ren is we're the same age, and I think his birthday is like October 4th or 3rd or somewhere around mine too. We're the same age, and he looks so much better than I do. I don't know how.
Oh no, honey, not anymore. Have you seen his Macho Man Randy Savage stash? No.
Yeah, I have. That sounds pretty cool. If I could, yeah, maybe I should do one. What do you think?
I will slap that green hat off of your head.
But no, I don't.
You are never allowed to grow a mustache or a beard. Sorry.
You've got pictures somewhere.
I know. You're never allowed to grow a mustache or a beard. Ever. Again.
Nice. Fantastic.
Give me just a second. Get over here.
Dead air.
Oh, not dead air. Mandy yelling.
Okay.
Hey, trust me, you can ask Mike all about that right now. How Amanda just walks up and yells at people.
She does. She got mad at me last year, though.
No. I wasn't mad at you. I'm mad at you. I'm just gonna procrastinate. Oh, I'm never gonna get my table. Look, fill it out, yo.
Hey, look, it happened. I got the table. And so I think it's hilarious because she chases me down. She scolds me down the convention floor, gets me to fill out my app and stuff, and I get my table, and I am fully registered a damn year in advance. And then we're going to a virtual show.
Right.
Yo,
I'm sorry. I think I jinxed it.
No. Are you still here at Gym City?
I'm still here at Gym City.
Well, then, it worked.
All right.
Right.
Please.
Before you get started too much, Mike, let me thank you for coming and doing this for us. I really appreciate you taking your time out and showing us your workspace and your cool figures in the background, too.
Oh,
Nice.
no problem. Love to help. As we have said online before, Gym City is a very important part of our lives, and we love going to the show. It is our annual tradition to be at that show.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'm glad
What's
that we can be a
up,
part
guys?
of it. How's it going, Ren?
There he goes.
Can you, I'm trying to do some awesome things today.
Nice.
Well, there's the first epic fail of the day.
Oh, hey,
Yeah,
McKinzie. We're going into some. I want to let everybody know. Not only is McKinzie a great artist, but I am also a fan. As I have this card that he drew that I don't even think he remembers. Oh, trying to get out the glare. There. Let me take it out. I don't want to mess it up because I've had it for a long time.
Twist.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. It's like my favorite. It's like my second favorite thing Ren McKinzie has ever drawn, and the first one is hanging up on my wall upstairs in the living room. So I steal his art because I'm his little brother, so I don't have to pay for it. So whenever we get our prints done at the same place, and sometimes I pick up both our prints, and sometimes he picks up both ours. I just take what I want when I pick it up, and I say that's the pickup fee.
He's a jerk. He is an absolute jerk.
All right, now, gentlemen, you promised me a draw off. Ren, how many camera angles are you? Which camera do you want me to use, man?
Okay, so check this out. Here's my plan. Here's my big plan. So I want to have this one over here. The other one is going to be pointing at the artwork. So here in a few minutes, you can just go to the artwork.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm trying to be able to look over and all that stuff, but I'm not super savvy with technologies.
That looks pretty savvy. What you have here.
There is an echo.
I'm still.
So he's gonna have to mute one of them.
I tried to mute this one.
Yeah, mute that camera or the microphone for sure.
The echoing at Gym City, take 2.
How's that?
Better.
Okay,
Why
now
does
I can't hear you.
Even though you can hear me in the background after I say the stuff.
Why does Scott say
All right.
Ren's the one person who can beat up everybody's daddy?
I don't know, because he said it.
What?
Then he
What?
said this.
What? I don't want to beat up anybody's dads.
Obviously, you guys don't understand. Ren can't beat up anybody. You should watch him and Victor run away from women.
Oh
I
my
remember
goodness.
Oh my goodness. We should not think about that.
Oh, we think about that every day. All right. So, gentlemen, before you get started, did you guys come up with a suggestion on your own, or did you want to hear some of the suggestions that was brought?
That was your job.
That was brought.
Okay. So, things that were said. To do Sailor Moon. To do, if that's one. We also have to do a Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z.
Ooh.
We have create your own sketchskis for the Dark Crystal.
Okay.
Obviously, Spider-Man came in there, and so did Batman.
Boo.
Do your favorite. Draw a Pokemon of your favorite choice, or draw Cloud from Final Fantasy.
Oh.
Which one do you guys want to do?
I know Mike. And he loves Vegeta. He's gonna say Vegeta.
No, I'm not. No, I wasn't.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
Yes, you were.
I was.
All right.
All right. So is that better? The echo?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Good. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Can you see everything? I love it.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, they are going to do a draw for Vegeta.
Woo.
I will be back in time to make sure that we vote. We'll stop a little bit right before 4 o'clock, so everybody gets an opportunity as we chit-chat, and I want to see your guys' votes in here, all right? With that being said, you two, make this entertaining, and indulge these masses. If not, I will fire both of you from my convention in a heartbeat. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
On that note, I'm going to leave you two to it. If you need me, I'll be back in about 10 minutes. I got dogs who have to go potty, and I'm not ruining my carpet for you two.
Perfect. Let the
right.
dogs out.
All right. And I got to say this is the first. Doesn't matter that it's online. This is the first Gem City Comic Con cross draw off. Do it, boys.
All right. So I know Ren is drawn on paper, and I've restricted I am going to draw on my pad, but I'm only using the pencil, and that's it. I'm using pencil. I think Ren, are you going to ink?
Yes, I'm actually gonna try to ink and color if I have the time.
Okay. All right. So as far as the iPad, I'm only going to use the same tools that Ren is going to use. All right. So we're drawing Vegeta.
He's a cheetah. Yeah, Vegeta. I really thought we were going to have ours told to us. Like, you guys are gonna draw this. You know what I mean? So that's what I was actually looking forward to.
Oh yeah, I was too.
So have you deleted both of yours?
Deleted what?
I'm trying to I can hear a little bit of echo, but I think it's just from what I hear on yours. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to manage it because I absolutely copied your idea because it's a good one.
I see. I've got you on my TV, which is dope. So I'm looking at us on my television, and I've got this one and this one on. So I'm trying not to have the reverb set in too bad.
Yeah, me too. I was wondering how we were going to do this, and I think it's awesome that the guy that's not tech savvy came up with the best idea.
Dude, I've been really looking forward to this all day.
Yeah.
Uh,
Go ahead.
I actually just finished working on the lawnmower. The damn thing is yeah. So I just finished washing. Is that right? Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, we just went and got one because the kids won't come out because of coronavirus, so I can't pay some kid in the neighborhood to cut my grass no more.
Yeah. I understand that. Yeah, we probably had to. I'll probably have to get another one because this one's jacked up. Now, everybody, I want you to know that I'm going in for the win, man. Like, this dude is good, and don't let him know that I said that. But he's an awesome artist, man. I love his artwork. He talked that BS about being a fan of mine, but your mic's off, right, Mike? You can't hear none of this, right?
Yeah, it's muted.
Okay, good. Yeah, mute that. Yeah, so I mean, he's a really good artist, man. I don't like him to hear me say that. I don't want to boost his ego too much. His hair is already too big, so mess around and that dude have a aneurysm or something. But yeah, you can turn your mic back on, Mike.
It is
on, but I think my screen is muted.
I mean frozen. So I got to go out and
come back in.
I see it. Yeah, go ahead out and come back in.
Nope. I'm caught back up. All right, there we go.
Not your head.
Yeah, no, it is. I'm back. See.
Oh. Okay, now it is okay.
Yeah, 10-second delay on the Facebook. Now, Rand McKinzie is also a great artist. I don't believe none of that trash he said about me and liking my art, because I've actually shown you art that I've owned, and I have his work framed upstairs in my living room. So,
am I supposed to go? I can't go get my stuff. I didn't know it was a show and tell.
Oh, that's such a likely excuse. I didn't know.
I didn't know it was a show and tell.
I didn't know I was supposed to show art.
This guy.
Hey,
I don't even have my artwork up here.
But I
don't even put my artwork up. But anyway,
I'm a big fan of his. At the shows, at the conventions, we have our own little brotherly competition at the shows, and we will go tick for tat on our print selling with each other. But I go over to Ren's table. I try to sell his work when I go over there. I try to direct people to the prints, and I'm like, you want this one. You look at this one. He painted that one by hand. Shut your face.
No, what he'll do is he'll tell people that I'm a jerk and tell people that I stole my artwork. That's what he told people.
Hey, I went over there one time and I was like, you see all this wonderful artwork? It's so gorgeous, right? Well,
I did it. I did it.
I said
he stole it.
This is all mine. But because he works out, I can't beat him up.
Whatever.
That was so funny because we both went to college together, and back in the day, I want to back when I was in shape and I wasn't 6 months pregnant, I was actually his training buddy.
Yeah. We used to go play all kinds of crazy games like that ultimate frisbee stuff and
football.
Football. Dude was fast. Mike Watson was fast, man. Mike Watson was quick. I remember that one day I couldn't tackle you. I kept trying to slam you. You wouldn't go down.
Man, look, let me tell you.
Quick-footed mofo.
Before the game, he threatened my soul, not my life, my soul. If you would have heard how Ren McKinzie was talking to me that day, you would not have wanted to get tackled by him. Would have gone down there. I'm not trying to have that here.
Little young Thundercat tried to get some. All right, so I can't see any comments. I can't see comments.
You can't see them. They're coming in. People miss your mohawk. They want to know who you stole the baby onesie from.
That's my son's. What the hell? I can't see none of that.
Check over there in your comments. I think you got live comments and you got private chat.
I see chat and I don't see live nothing.
Hold up, Ren, the one where we're actually looking at the camera where we're looking at you, is that your cell phone?
Yeah.
Okay, so you might not be able to see chats on the phone just because you have to just because of how you have to set it up on the phone.
So what about my television? That should be set up. That should be set up just like what everybody else watching.
Yeah, it should be.
Right. Well, it's not.
Dang. So here's the thing.
That's what I'm saying, man.
While this app is a great app to use StreamYard, it's still a process, and it's still a process.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I can't. Evidently, I can't respond to your messages and whatnot. Let's see. Maybe if I go to the view page and go to the main page, that's just all the videos. Huh.
Is it?
Yeah, I can't seem to do it.
All right, well, I'll try to keep you posted on it. Victor Daniel said we stink. Scott is this?
I'm gonna tell your mama, Victor. You know she loved me.
Oh my goodness.
And I love Shay too.
You're not a married woman, right?
Yeah. That's cool. I respect her husband.
Rodney wants to know if he can call you Salt and Pepper now.
Call me Salt and Pepper? Oh, yeah. Shit. No. Absolutely, positively not. Absolutely not.
Hey, I love how long it took you to catch that.
Right?
Because he slid that in there on you.
Real slick, like I like your moxie, youngster, but your delivery need work.
So, Ren, wouldn't you say you're a fan of Vegeta too?
Yes, I absolutely didn't you hear me go oh when she said Vegeta?
Yeah. I just
Listen,
wanted to get it out.
Vegeta is absolutely my third second. He's second now. Favorite DBZ character all time. All
Mark
time.
David said you guys are great. Thanks, Mark.
Oh, you so sweet.
I'm sorry, I have to interject. What do you mean second?
Second. Vegeta's second. I didn't even know you were listening.
I just got back.
Tap my head to see new messages. I can't check messages right now. Your browser has lost connection. Your mic. Make sure your other apps or something. I don't know what that means.
Miss the videos.
I'm still on there.
Oh yeah, you guys are fine. I'll be right back. I've got some removing to do.
Some removing.
So you got to take some of the older videos off or something.
Nasty comment. Someone waited for me to leave because they know I've been monitoring this. And the moment I left, someone decided to get rude. And they will be banned.
That's not
we
good.
don't want that. I hope it's not about me. I'll go find a mofo.
He will.
I ain't got shit else to do. Ask Mike Watson. I'll make a detour to come whoop your ass. I'll make a detour.
Remember, you're still at Gym City.
Oh yeah. No booties. Why can't I
you
get
can say
this?
Booty. You can't say the other word you just said.
Oh, okay. Well, delete. Bleep me.
Honey, if I had one of those, I'd just be holding down the button.
I like doing these. Getting these together. It gets us to draw something that maybe we did not have on schedule, but we've always wanted to revisit or draw.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since I've drawn Vegeta.
Dude, Vegeta, I absolutely hate his hair. It's so bad.
It's the worst middle elderly man hair
right
ever.
Like what were they thinking about when they gave him the Super McDonald's?
The Super McDonald's.
That's why he was so mad in the beginning.
Excuse me, wouldn't you be mad if you were working for some overlord who destroyed your planet and everybody that you could have made as your slaves? Because the word love is not going to work there in the Satan culture, so we'll just go slaves.
Yeah, well, he loved his people. That was the awesome thing about him. He always loved his people.
As long as they stayed beneath him, yes.
Yeah, well, that's what a prince is supposed to do.
We're not going to talk about particulars.
Yeah, we're not going to nitpick here.
We're not nitpicking. We're stating facts. You're talking about my animated husband.
Krillin's way better than him. Krillin's way better than him.
Right. I do want to see the episode where Krillin convinces Android 17 to go out on a date with him and marry him. I want to see how that is happening.
That was easy. He just replaced her processor.
Are you serious?
Oh, man. He did not.
If he did, Krillin is the start of the Me Too movement.
Hey, he saw it. He knew what he wanted. He said, I seen you.
Oh, no,
I want you. I'm going to have you.
You like these 6 stocks, don't you? These 6 stocks right here. All right, let's see. Going back because I noticed that you guys couldn't read any comments. I heard this, blah, blah, blah. All right. First off, John, thank you so much for following the AGP Twitch channel. Greatly appreciate it. As for anything else, again, this is not about me. This is all about Jesse and Gem City and the creators. We could do AGP and getting Twitch and YouTube up there another time. But thank you for follow. We will make Ren grow back his mohawk. Yes, we need to start a GoFundMe page for that.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Not a GoFundMe page.
Hey,
Matt,
I absolutely love that.
We can start with that mess you have going on around your mouth, babe.
What that? What you mean?
She don't like
amazing.
it.
Let me put some more light on that.
Hey, she don't like it. She don't want it.
And she ain't gonna have it.
They go. Oh no, it's Mike Watson. Turning down my TV volume because Mike's on.
Oh wow. Hey, sounds like a fan of mine.
Hey, sounds like my branding is working.
My two favorite local artists. Yay.
Aww.
Aww. Hey, Ren.
Except I'm both of them.
Damn.
Say that one again.
I said, hey, Ren, I miss Spike. That's from
Oh,
Jeremy.
man. I know who that is. That's Scarecrow.
Victor, I guess this has something to do with the conversation you guys are having. Something about one of you is tired. Ren is so jacked. Man, Ren, you're like I need like a Ren McKenzie Tinder podcast or something with you, man.
Sounds good. Let me know. I don't know what that is, but let me know.
It's the get together app.
Now this one.
It's a what?
It's putting bad ideas in my mind. I missed the videos of Ren, Victor, and Mike together at the gym. You guys posted?
Yeah, that happened like once. That happened like once.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
I'm sure that is not rated PG or under. The three of you at a gym.
Oh no, it's absolutely, because I think Mike's son was there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So basically like a little baby guardrail for you. Got it.
Well, yeah, they didn't do any work. It was all me. It was all me. No, Mike. Actually, Mike worked out with me a couple times. And I recorded it. I think it lasted like a whole week.
Yeah.
Y'all should check out my exercise videos. I get up, I run to the bathroom, and I run back to my bed.
And you record it? You are awesome.
All right. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Ren should flex his arm like Terry Crews.
Mm.
There you go. Hold on. Do it again. I'm going to zoom in. Do it again. I'm zooming in, baby. Yeah, boy.
Foolishness in here.
Oh, this will be many things, entertaining, most among them. Yes, it will be. Ren started early. Mike's already cheating. These are. This is why I was out taking the dogs. I'm just reading back the comments, babies.
Hey, Mike did cheat, and I did not start early.
I'm trying to figure out how I cheated.
Ren using that baby pencil.
Yep. The baby pencil. This is a full-grown pen.
Neat that Ren is traditional and Mike is digital during the sketch off. Yeah, it was something we were talking about last night as we were setting this up together. It was great.
Yeah, Mike's a dirty cheater.
Victor says, boo, you guys are lame and trash. Duh.
He's a hater.
Dang.
You guys are good by Ron. Victor yelling, get off the page.
I am absolutely telling Victor's mama. He is online.
No, you cannot get Victor grounded. I need him tomorrow. Don't you dare. I will bend you over my knee and you will be in trouble. All right?
Hey, listen, it's worth it.
and not in the fun way. You ain't gonna enjoy it.
You never know.
Is Michael frozen? Sorry, I was outside. Puppies needed to go potty. We are not peeing and pooping on my carpet, guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Mike was frozen earlier, but it's fixed now.
I want to know who Ren stole that baby onesie from.
My son. I'm his number one hero.
Whose pen is bigger? We will skip that question. Whoop. Keep going. I love Mike's art as well. Both of you.
How about this one? How about this one? Y'all want me to use this one? I can hold it like this if you guys want me to. Caveman.
And that's really impressive because he's never owned anything that he had to hold like that.
What?
Wow.
That's true. I don't have to hold it myself.
I am just gonna keep drawing.
Family friendly, keep moving, and boom. We can't see your comments, boo. Sorry about that, guys. Victor, you guys stink, boo.
Again? Somebody get that guy. That guy's out of control.
Trash. Ren, can I call you Salt and Pepper now? LOL, very distinguished looking. And Victor goes, he's just old.
Wow. Victor is on his hater today.
Hey, Victor said he wanted to have a bowl of hate with a side of shut up.
Well, just so I can help you guys tomorrow. Victor is from noon to 1 tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Hate payback.
Hey.
So I like this one because they don't know who Victor was, and they're like, Victor is obviously a troll. No, he's just part of the idiot squad.
Yeah, Victor's a brother. Unfortunately, he's one of our brothers.
Just keep talking, Ren. We don't need him to start singing. What? No.
I know who that is. Oh, 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 oh. That's for you, David.
I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It's like listening to that snowman in Frozen 2 try to go, oh! No, don't.
What the hell?
Ren is better because it's real. Boo to Mike and Ren, you guys stink.
Dang.
Victor, I love you.
I think
It's a family show, Ren McKinzie. Family show.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. As soon as this thing's over, I'm beating up Victor.
Hey, dang the social distancing going right over there.
You were right over there throwing rocks.
I heard Mike. No, skip.
Do twigs because they just worked on the outside of the house. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, Mike. So what program are you using?
Procreate.
Amanda, these guys should come with parental guidance warnings. Yes, I know. I really.
Why do you sound so evil?
Because he is. Trust me when I tell you this. If a group of white people come up to Ren and they kidnap him, he screams like a little girl.
It's over. It's happened before.
Yes, I know.
What is happening on this live stream right now?
Me and a bunch of my friends kidnapped Ren because he had never been to Skyline before, so we kidnapped him and took him to Skyline. Who's the person moderating? Hi, my name is Amanda, and I'm really bad at it.
Oh, you're doing a great job.
Yeah, you're fine with us.
Victor should be the judge at the end. From what I'm reading,
no.
Answers are going to be boo, trash, and get that off the page. So we already know where his voting is at this point.
Right. We can't trust that guy.
I'm trying so hard to catch up with these comments, and I can't catch up for the life of me.
I know, it's like a flood. It's like the gates are open.
Victor goes, I'm judging them the whole time.
Yeah, but not the artwork. He's judging us.
My wife says you and I need to do a mashup with Teeth as Spike.
Perfect. Hit me up, Scarecrow.
Bobby, I'm sorry you don't like me. I'm just trying to read the comments and I'll get out of the way for you. I apologize.
Hey, get out of here, Bobby!
No, look, it's okay. People want to see you, not me. This is about you guys. And John, thank you for trying to support me, but it's okay. Everybody has a right to their opinion.
To do what?
Look at this level-headed woman on here, being okay and standing her ground.
Hey, listen, I've never seen that before.
Hey, because if we was in person, she'd deck you.
Yeah, right in the lip.
Okay, guys. Not you. Everybody in the chat, everybody has a right. And I'm going to go ahead and leave since this guy wants to watch them.
What?
No, you stay.
Guys, this is about Gem City and Jesse and the creators.
You're a part of Gem City.
I don't want to upset anybody.
You're not upsetting anyone.
Hey, you don't worry about that.
Amanda's good to stay.
Yeah, it's Amanda's program, everybody.
It wouldn't be happening without Amanda.
Yeah, that's it's extremely rude, whoever did that. So I would actually absolutely enjoy you finish reading to us the comments because
I actually got
can't
through
see
the rest
them.
of the comments. So
you got through them all?
Yes, I got through them all.
Okay.
No, there's gonna be more coming, and you're moderating. You're watching over for us so we can focus on drawing.
Which is what we're here for.
Yeah, I have a dude who can draw his rear end off, and I'm trying to compete.
And I refuse to lose to my little brother. You know what I'm saying? I refuse to lose to my little brother. Since I'm the oldest, I got to win.
This is one of the moments where the little brother has been picked on and beat up by the older brother for years, and
will continue to be. There will be no there will be no victory story at the end of this. You are the biggest loser. Goodbye.
Dang. we don't turn it around on this one.
No. There will be no Rocky story ending. None of that.
Well, Rocky lost in the first movie,
and he'll lose in all the rest of them. If he dies, he dies.
Well, Mike, you are gonna have to pick up your game because I already have one thing of Vegeta from Ren. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Time to step it up with the politics in this, boy.
No politics. No politics here.
Absolutely no politics.
He said it so fast.
There must have been some earlier.
No, just no politics.
No politics. I don't blame you. I do not blame you.
Victor, let me tell you about the time Mike stole my bacon.
Yeah, I was there.
I did steal it. Hey, it was good too. Screw it.
You could tell by your face.
You could tell by my belly.
Yeah, well, it's still there.
It is.
It is.
That was some good bacon, Victor. I'm glad you brought that out.
Hey, Victor. If you're the judge, I appreciate the win that Mike just handed me. Because he should absolutely lose since he ate your bacon.
Victor, but you know I didn't do it on purpose. But just because it was an accident does not mean I cannot appreciate and understand that it was still
The
good bacon.
deliciousness of the bacon.
Yeah, I went back and got him some more.
You're a terrible human being.
Victor, did I not go back and get you some more bacon?
Yeah, but you shouldn't have eaten his bacon.
Well, it was his fault, all right? He's a writer. You think he would be able to know how to write down and tell somebody to order some bacon?
Wow. You're going with that?
It's all on him. You can't.
Hey,
you can't sit in this
again, Victor. Victor, thank you for giving me this win.
You cannot expect this fat chubby kid to mishear his order and take the bacon and add it to my sandwich.
Mike,
Man,
you knew you didn't order any bacon.
look at this. Get it.
You knew you had not ordered any bacon.
You can't take somebody's bacon.
It was somebody else's bacon.
It was an accident.
It was no accident. You threw the bacon in your mouth and got the
Oh man, it was good. I'm talking about
it. Hey, let me tell you about this sandwich that Mike had me try at the Burger King. Was that 2 months ago? This sandwich was somebody's death penalty, and Burger King decided to murder everybody.
Murder everybody, you say?
Everybody was destined to die. It was terrible.
Now, I didn't force you to do that.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me that burger was 4 sizes too big, like the Grinch's heart.
Dang. Hey, look, so Ren is a healthy guy, right?
I try.
Ren is a very, very healthy guy. And so I'm obviously not, because I eat burritos and burgers all the time. So we are at this Burger King, you know, and Ren is extra hungry this day, more so than normal. I order a double quarter pounder with bacon, the Burger King equivalent. And Ren says, "Oh, that looks good. You had that before?" I said, "Yeah." And so Ren normally orders like a very light chicken sandwich, no bread, you know, very, very healthy, something like that. He comes back to the table because I've already started consuming the food, and he's got the same burger I got. And I'm like, wow, you never get that. You never get the same food I get. And he bites into it and he's like, it's good. But I slowly watch his workout soul die with each bite.
It was a painful death.
Hey, you remember how Superman gets when kryptonite gets around his body? This is what happens when fat gets around Ren's body. Cholesterol.
It was crazy.
Grease.
Victor,
Michael tried to murder me.
Thank you for this, because I'm never gonna call him anything else ever again.
What happened?
What happened?
Mike ate my bacon.
Ate.
He did eat it.
You're no longer Michael Watson. You're Mike ate.
Hey.
You're there for him. You were helping him out.
Hey, you know how people say if I could go back in time and change things, I would. I wouldn't.
Wow.
That bacon was that good. I would sit there and watch me make that mistake of misordering his sandwich again.
Wow.
Like, you know what? Because guess what? I made Victor a stronger person because of it.
Okay. I got nothing. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there.
Victor wouldn't be the person he is right now without me taking that bacon from him.
Oh, you changed his life.
Yes.
Oh, you are a terrible person.
There may be one idea or concept that would not have been created if I didn't take that bacon for Victor.
Hey Vic, so you know my book's coming soon. There will be a scene somewhere in the background where somebody's clocking a dude for eating his bacon.
Mm.
I'm making it so.
Make it so, because that person will be stronger from it too.
Dude, you are a horrible human. You are a horrible human.
Victor blames me for it with unrecognizable hate, so I might as well go with it. If I'm gonna be the bad guy, I'm the bad guy. Dang it!
No, Hotshot can't be the bad guy.
On the bright side,
Well,
Mike's finally admitting that he's the bad guy.
Hotshot likes to eat too, you know.
I know.
Other people's bacon.
Yeah, that's a cardinal sin. I think that's in the 15 commandments.
15 commandments. John said, "I broke his heart. I destroyed his faith in mankind."
Yeah, you thought Mike was a hero. He's just a zero.
Hey, Scott Simmons understands. He said it's like when he asked them to hold the ketchup and they remove everything on the sandwich. Because it's like, let me get a double bacon plain. And they took everything else off. And then I looked. I was like, well, this isn't plain. Let me take the bacon off.
Orders Vic a
work.
plain bacon cheeseburger that takes the bacon and eats it because plain. No, a cheeseburger plain has bacon and cheese on it. You are the type of people that made me want to destroy when I worked in fast food.
Don't die on live.
I'm just trying to live, man. You know what? Look, let me tell you the truth. Victor was actually a very physically fit guy at that time. And maybe my subconscious came out and said, Mike, you need to take this L for your brother. He don't need that grease. He don't need that pig in him.
Honey, you're the type of person that would go, yes, I want a cheeseburger plain, only ketchup. Well, that's not plain.
Well, that's Victor. I want a cheeseburger, no condiments, no sauce. Victor hates sauce.
He does.
So I don't want no sauce.
Mr. Hunter, you're just tuning in. What's the challenge? They're doing a draw-off. And at the end of this, you, meaning you guys, the community, will pick which one's the best Vegeta.
Is that JM?
Yes,
JM.
What's up, brother? Hey, I'm kissing the babies right now.
Listening to these guys is exactly the thing you hear walking through Artist Alley at Gem City Comic Con. See, it's like being there.
Yes, it is.
Better believe it. We don't change for nothing.
Because if Ren and I were across from each other, this is exactly what would be happening.
Better believe it.
I like the answer of the chat. This challenge, it's the who could talk the loudest. Mike's ahead. Well, duh.
Yeah. Listen, there's no competition in that. I'm not even gonna fight that one.
Oh man,
I mean, he's got a lot more girth to him.
Hunter says you gotta have the sauce.
Gotta have the sauce.
Gotta have the sauce. Yes, Vegeta is my favorite. Mine too.
Second favorite.
Mike's winning.
Oh yeah, Vegeta.
You're disqualified from judging.
Scott says you're both crazy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Hunter says I rode in a van with these cats and it's wild.
Oh yeah.
He has.
He almost didn't make it back.
Mike will be stealing the bacon off of every sandwich they walk by.
I'm not gonna.
That's his MO.
Look,
The Baconator.
okay, I realize that my camera's a little off center. I'll fix it in a minute. As for the pile of pillows, that's so Shigo can hide.
Gotta accommodate our pets.
The real winner is the one who puts the Majin symbol on Vegeta's head.
That is my favorite fight from the series too. I still have not seen.
I forgot all about that fight.
I still have not seen a better fight than that fight. Maybe the one in Super at the end, but that Majin, Vegeta, and Goku fight is it.
I'm sorry.
I've got to rewatch it.
It comes from Dragon Ball Super, the Broly movie, because of Vegeta. That scene, that Broly is a tragedy, is the greatest thing ever. You know what I'm talking about.
She sold that. She sold that scene.
Didn't she? She felt it.
I did.
Broly, it's a tragedy. I paused the movie to get through that part.
Look at her sniffling now. She loved it. Where is... There we go.
Ren's already coloring. Watson's still doodling. What figures are on Mike's sleeve?
On what?
Your sleeve.
Oh, shelves. Oh my God. What figures aren't? Bruce Lee, the NECA 90s movie Ninja Turtles, Naruto, My Hero Academia, One Punch Man, Walking Dead, G.I. Joe's, Street Fighter, 2 sets of Voltron, Spawn, Todd McFarlane toys, anime robots, Matrix, old school turtles from each one of the eras, Mr. Smith, Metal Gear Solid. I have a G.I. Joe helicopter hanging up there, flying around.
No one's allowed to make fun of the fact that I have toys hanging from my ceiling ever again, by the way.
Yeah, because Mike does it better than anybody. You should see the swinging Spider-Man diorama he's got on his ceiling.
I've got Spider-Man swinging through the 5 lions from Voltron.
Oh, you do?
I do, in my house, yeah.
Yeah, Mike's got like 1,000 Spider-Men swinging around, and they do not save Mary Jane. Because every time they go over there, she looks like she's about to be killed.
But you know what, Scott? That was a great distraction. With only 9 minutes left, you distracted Mike so Ren could get the win there.
Oh, man. Nice.
Mike just stops and goes, look at my wonderful toys.
I'm cool with that.
Do you guys have any current or upcoming books?
I'm actually in the process of writing my first issue of damn, I forgot my own book. Rough House. Mike is on his 11th issue, 10th or 11th, Mike? 11th issue of Hot Shot. And he's got 4 issues of like 4 other books.
Yeah, 3 issues of Vigilance, 3 issues of Heroes International, 2 issues of The Cipher, and I am drawing the 11th issue of Hot Shot right now, laying out the 12th issue. Emerald Quest number 2 is done. Emerald Quest number 3 is getting colored. So we out here. Zero Event number 1 is getting colored, and that's being written by Victor Dandridge and drawn by Mike Lancet. So that's coming out this year too.
I want to put out there. Mike was talking a lot about being a fan of mine, and I want to put into evidence one that Mike doesn't want me to draw on his books. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I believe we can go to the editor of Freestyle Comics, and they would definitely have a different story to tell about that lie that's being told right now.
I don't know who your editor is, but it better not be Danny
you do.
Cooper.
Yeah, your brother, Danny Cooper.
'Cause he's a liar.
Mm.
If he listens to you.
Terrible. He's just trying to win favor with the court, and it's okay. It's all right.
Hey,
Better
Mike,
believe it. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
question for you.
Mhm.
Are you able to easily select and drop in color with Procreate?
Yes, you can. It is really cool. The only thing you have to do is, for example, if the one that I'm inking on right now, that layer, I can make it a reference layer, and as long as all my lines are closed off, I can drop the inks wherever I want the inks to be. The fill color.
No, it's not. There's no poor Amanda. I'm actually trying to watch. And yes, this is all of this whole thing is all about the wonderful creators, the wonderful show Gem City Comic Con, and of course the man, the myth, the legend who puts this on for us every year, Jesse. This has nothing to do with me.
Well, I'm definitely gonna thank Gem City today, because this is definitely about to be a print.
Yeah. This is coming out really nice. I might do an auction with this piece somewhere on my page or something. We'll see. I actually like it a lot. I like it a lot.
A lot, a little bit or a lot.
I like it a lot. A lot. How much time do we have, Amanda?
You are down to your last 5 minutes, dears. So I can't play it because then we'd be demonetized and hit for copyright infringement. But play that wonderful Jeopardy song in your head. Go ahead, do it.
Okay.
It's playing now.
That much time, huh?
Yup. You got 5 minutes.
Okay, that's plenty. That's plenty.
My kids are upstairs singing. I've been streaming all day today, and I can hear them making a bunch of noise upstairs. And when I got done streaming, I go upstairs, and they are watching Avengers Endgame, and they are acting out the entire movie. Miles
Nice.
came down here and asked me if he can put on his costume, so he's dressed up as Captain America, and they are reenacting Captain America catching Mjolnir for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Because I was about to go up there and was like, what the heck y'all doing? Y'all know I'm down here working. I just couldn't do it after that.
You can't say nothing.
Nothing. It was geek approved. And I say that.
That's the awesome part about having a geek for a dad.
Agreed.
Keep going. Keep entertaining. I'm trying to grab your guys' links from Facebook so I could post them real quickly for you.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
That meant keep talking.
I am pinging. Somebody is pinging the heck out of me.
Are they?
My messenger's going on.
By the way,
right,
I want everybody to appreciate that last minute and a half, because that's the only time in your life you will have these two in the same vicinity and it be that quiet.
Right. That's absolutely true, because the concentration is real right now.
I know she done said we got 2 minutes left. I'm out here like, boy, you better go.
And remember, you guys are the ones that are gonna judge And choose wisely, because if I see you and you didn't pick me, I'll know. I'm gonna read the comments.
God, lead the threats.
You see what I'm working with.
Hurry!
I'm coming after you, Vic.
Y'all know he ain't attached to my Twitch. I don't go over there. Put the comments there. There you go.
Oh, okay. Sounds like I gotta get over there.
My kids never really appreciate having a geek for a dad, but as young adults, they're enjoying my walls of Ren.
Awesome. I think I'm about done, man. This
2
came out pretty
minutes.
good. Ah, yeah. I hope Ron got on here because he loves when I put the white in.
I think he was on here.
He should have been. He tagged.
Is Ron the one with the last name Dandy?
Yes.
He's been. I'm gonna give a shout out to this guy. This guy came on first thing as soon as we started. He's been here the whole day and's gone through every creator, and you were the two he wanted to see.
Hey, Ron is an amazing dude. He's my bohemian. That dude is amazing. He's amazing. He really is. He's super supportive, and he's a big art fan. So that must be it.
That's echoing.
Yeah, I hear it. All right, that's it, man.
All right, pencils or tablets down.
Boom.
All right, everybody. So this is the moment of truth. Try not to kill me. I'm gonna, because everybody's gonna be like, and I'm gonna be like, All right. So we're gonna go with Mike. Hate 8 bacon.
Oh, that makes a good shot.
All right.
I love it.
I love it.
So y'all are checking his out. All right. Now we're gonna go check out the white Vegeta. Sorry, it's because everybody's yelling the white now at me. So there's Ren McKenzie's. Check it out. And I'm gonna put them up so you guys can see all of those. I want you to vote. Now, go.
Did I lose the audio?
No,
you're still here.
We're just waiting for people to vote.
I wish I could see the comments. I really wish I could see the comments.
Hey, that's exactly what I drew. The final flash. Victor says the winner is Gym City.
Victor wins now.
I'm sorry, Ren. Love the flex, but I have to go with Final Flash Vegeta. Ren. I can see the comments now. The winner is Gym City. That's true. That's true.
Mike. There's a Mike. There's a Ren. There's a Ren.
Oh, Scott, he's so nice.
There's a Mike. There's a I don't know. I'm not picking anybody. There's a Mike. Ren. Gem City. All right, so we're gonna finalize this with one more person.
Oh, why are you doing this to me?
Oh. Hey, she likes to do this crazy stuff, man.
Oh man,
That's what she does.
The second she came out, I was like, oh, she's gonna pick me. I
You knew it. You knew it.
Did not have been sitting here.
I mean, let's face it. Technically, Gem City's Jesse, so Jesse wins.
Well, I think everybody, the community wins today. Thank you again, Amanda, for doing this. I keep saying it, and thank you guys for coming in and hot sketching. They look really great. I'm constantly amazed by how you guys can just carve paper like that. You know, just give it so much depth, or carve your whatever the tablet. But
I love that phrase. I'm using that from now on. Jess just coined that. Official.
What it is. I mean, it's like, this you're carving out of paper. It's a mystery to me. It just boggles my mind. But to get down to brass tacks, I'm gonna have to go with Mike. And Ren, I love your stuff, but that's one of my favorite poses from that show too. I just love that.
I went with sentiment.
I'm not choosing.
Right. All right, take me off of here.
You, my dear boss, have to stay for the last hour.
You see that? Next time I see you, buddy.
All right, hold on.
But before I let these guys go, Ren, Mike, thank you so much. Thank you for putting this together.
No problem at all.
Thank you for supporting Gem City. Thank you for supporting Jesse. You know how much we love you guys. It's Boo the Bacon Thief. But thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to come here and help us with this.
No problem, guys.
This was not taking time out of the day. This was what was needed. This is nothing. This is what we do. Jess, we love Gem City. Like I said, we get there. That is our tradition. Me, Victor, and Ren roll down there every single year, looking forward to it, and we have a good time. So I want to say thank you for having us on here. I'm sure Ren agrees.
I agree with everything except for the decision you made.
Oh, I'll make it up to you.
Fred, does this help? I have nothing, and I do mean nothing of Mike's in my house. I have 2 of yours in mine.
No, it does make up, but I'm sensitive, so I'm gonna cry.
But Ren, the people chose you though. You got more votes than me in the crowd.
Is that right? I can't tell.
Deny or confirm, you could go back and check yourself because all answers are by the boss.
I could be.
Yes, he did, Hunter.
Yeah, Ren won the crowd vote, but the guy who runs the show,
So I won the popular vote. You got the electoral vote. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's perfect. That is perfect. Hey, thank you again. Thank you. I appreciate it. This was fun.
We'll do
it. Easy, guys. I gotta go eat.
Go get some food. Bye.
Take it easy, guys.
Later.
What, baby? We're live streaming.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
And someone wants to join us.
Oh,
in this last hour.
Where's Sean? I thought Sean was coming too.
I don't know. Sean, where are you? Sean. Oh, he's not here. I'm sorry. He's practicing social distancing. I can't see him.
All right. What's up with that angle, Nate? That's not a very flattering angle.
Look, it's all about the beard.
It's because it's on my.
Oh.
I've got my iPad sitting up.
All right.
And it only sits at an angle. I'd have to. But yeah.
All right.
I will message Sean and make sure that he gets. No, I didn't want that one. I want Facebook, please. So let me go ahead and see if I could get a hold of Sean real quickly.
That's what I'm doing. I'm texting him.
I don't know if I sent him the second link for the second video or not, so I'm making sure that I do that real quick. Not that. Not that. No, I don't want. Not. Oh.
But while we're waiting, did you see what's behind here?
Oh yeah, I saw that earlier.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way that we can reuse it. Like maybe put like 15, and then just put like a redo, or let's try it again. Yeah, take 2. Well, I'm not very creative, so I need to put some creative minds to
Just
work
get a
on that.
sticker and slap it on there.
So what'd you do earlier, Nate?
Watercolored.
Nice.
Gizmo Duck.
Actually, let me 1 sec. Oh.
Do. So, Jesse, I know you've been busy and with the kids and everything, but check this.
Gizmo Duck is
Oh,
finished.
wow. Fantastic.
That's what I did earlier.
That's really cool.
And then he started on another one, and I went, "Oh, look at the time." He's like, "Since when?"
Yep, and that one's actually almost done.
The dogs are.
Oh yeah, that Gizmo Duck is amazing.
Yep, it turned out well.
So
Especially
how
once I was able to sit down and work on it instead of stand there and try to talk do two things at once.
But that's okay because Nate got a learning experience. Headphones or earbuds.
Yeah.
Was it fading back?
Echo, because I had 2 cameras going.
I was going to say, Amanda, you might have control over that too. You might be able to mute inputs.
I can, but if it's still coming through the feedback of theirs, it could be issues sometimes. And the yard has joined us.
Yes. Hi.
He's out for a walk.
Hi.
No. Hi. Here, let me come over to the. We just chopped down. No, the camera's facing this way. We just chopped down a shit pile of wood.
We're on.
Now.
What kind of wood? Holy jeez.
He says ship, SHIP.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
You probably didn't see my 6-year-old daughter sitting here, but
why would he notice that?
No.
Yeah,
sure.
She needed a word. Remember, this is how this goes. Yippee-ki-yay.
So the reason why Sean and Nate are here is because we're gonna do some reminiscing.
We're gonna do some reminiscing.
We're gonna talk a little bit about Gem City, what it means to us, what you, Jesse, mean to us.
Well, that might be too much, but the show's the show. Let's talk about the show. I'm just some guy with a Rolodex.
So, Sean, what's one of your favorite memories from Gem City? Any of them?
Any of them. Oh, so there was that time that everybody sang happy birthday to me at Gem City Comic Con number, I don't know, what was that, 11, 12, something like that?
It was the last one at the Nutter Center, so
yeah.
It might have been 13.
Okay, I was even somewhere in there.
I think it would have been like 12. Anyways.
I think Jesse's right. I think it was 2013 or so.
Well, let's see here.
You're gonna do all the lookup. So yeah, that was a favorite memory. And during that show, I also gave Jesse the first piece of program art that I ever did for the con. Surprised Jesse and brought a little tear to his eye.
Yep, I cried. There was that was the year that Kevin Eastman was there.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, we did the signing event out at Superfly.
Right.
The answer to your question was the 10th anniversary of This Is the 15th because it was 5 years ago for Sean's birthday party.
Okay, there we go.
Was that long ago?
There we go.
Yes.
It flies by. It really
and the reason why I remember this is because that was the year I officially became part of the Gem City Comic Con.
Yeah.
So 5 years, man. I've been working for you for 5 years.
Working is a strong word. Whoa. Yikes. Sorry.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, good for social distance.
What else? I'm changing the subject. What else?
What about you, Nate? What's one of your favorite?
I don't know. I'm horrible at this stuff.
Where's the
The what?
The Jeopardy song. What do you think?
I don't know.
Demonetized.
Honestly, there's been so many good memories from the show.
Yeah, Steph just brought up it last year when we all went to dinner at the Irish place.
That ever since you started doing ever since the drink and draw started, I mean that's the biggest thing I'm missing this weekend.
Yeah.
It's some really good beer and drawing and just the camaraderie of talking and while we draw whatever with whatever.
Right.
Yeah. And Bill buying beers. That's always good.
And that.
There's that. Bill buys a lot of beer.
He does.
Isn't a lot kind of understating it?
I put him mildly.
I mean, for me, it's you guys. It doesn't matter obviously there's something that reminds me of every year, but you guys are my family.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the biggest part I think we're all missing is everybody's family. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I couldn't even begin to number as to how many people
I
that
know.
we see at that show.
I have the mushy answer. Sorry.
Do what?
I have the mushy answer. It's you guys.
Oh yeah. I'm getting some clipping to the audio on my end.
Right, a little bit.
Well, that's what happens when you break quarantine and go outside to do one of these.
Yeah.
Well, it's in his backyard. It's not a big deal. Doesn't Zuzu look excited?
Here, I gotta get some more
Yes.
water.
Thrilled.
I will wander the house.
Zuzu, what do you like about Daddy's show?
What's your favorite part? She won't talk to her teacher. She won't talk to her.
Look, that is the best answer I've heard all day, baby. Christopher Cows, my favorite part of Gem City is helping set up the night before, away from the crowds.
I have a story about Chris Kals if you want to hear it.
Do it.
All right, so one year I hurt my back, right?
That year.
Like as we were loading in, I was literally picking up empty boxes and I twisted and I went all the way to the ground. And once I got up, I was sitting in a chair and we were sitting in front of the house and Chris Cal says to me, he goes, "Man, I can't stand to see you like this." And I was thinking, wow, that's a really sweet thing to say, Chris. And then he goes, "I have to leave." And he got up and left. It's like, what are you talking about? Help me. But yeah.
Oh, look, he yelled at me to bring him his wheelchair. Okay, I love this story only because I was so disappointed because nobody told me Jesse was in a wheelchair so I could get a picture so that year could have been Jesse in a wheelchair and I could use the tagline Gem City roll out. I was so disappointed I didn't get to do that.
Yeah, that was not good. That was also because when I was sitting in the chair, my friend Todd from Chicago came in and got it behind me. And Todd's the kind of guy that likes to really bring havoc. And he ran off with me as fast as he could and dumped it. He thought I was faking. He thought I was kidding. But yeah, he dumped the chair with me in it, and it was not pretty.
I'm loving watching everybody talk about the nostalgia of where it started, where it went, things like that. It started at the Wright State University Union Hall, then moved to the Nutter Center, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's been at a few things. Sean, what happened to you?
Nah, he froze. So,
Sean!
there he is.
Sean?
Sort of.
Right.
All right, well, I'm trying to sign bets.
Okay.
Still sounds awful.
Headphones help.
Headphones really do help. And of course, you know.
Let me try to.
So the question is, why? Nate, when did you come to Gem City?
Well, I did one right after I did Zombie Reanimated, or as I was doing that. So that was about 12, 13 years ago.
But I don't remember you being there. I remember talking to someone online about the book, and I had a table for you and whoever you were doing the book with, and I remember going through the creator corner and not seeing you at your table or anything at the table, and I was like, screw that guy, I'm done with him.
I was there.
I
was in a corner, and Amber had Luke in a stroller, and she trying to get through there. She wasn't happy about.
But see, I didn't meet you until the year after that at, I think, Roger Price, the year at Mid Ohio, the year that Roger Price had sold it to the Henry brothers, and Sean brought you up and introduced me to you then.
And then a couple of years later, I did it again.
And that was the year that I had you do the art.
That you had me, yeah. And then I've been doing them since. You can't get rid of me now.
Right. Do you still have that art? I remember I made 2 prints, and I gave you one. I found the other one the other day when I was going through my stuff.
Yeah, I've got it someplace. No, it's here someplace.
It's in a tube somewhere. I don't know. Mine's in the basement, up in a tube.
I don't know if mine's in a tube, but it's in here someplace.
I can hear you guys this time.
There you are.
Ooh. Because it came in the house.
Oh no, I've been in the house. The signal is just awful. All I heard was the audio clipping.
Way to go!
Right. I remember Sean's first Gem City. I don't remember exactly which one it was. Gotta take that out of here. I forget exactly when it was. But the first one you couldn't come to was our second one, and you were getting married. It might have been the first one.
It was the first one. Yeah, Amanda and I talked about this morning. It was the very first Gem City. We went through this joke. So, very first Gem City couldn't make it because we had like wedding shower stuff and whatnot. So, could not make the trip from Columbus over to Dayton that weekend because we were still living in Indiana at the time. But I was telling Amanda this morning, Izzy was the one that invited me to Gem City Comic Con #2. So it's all Izzy's fault.
We have to blame Izzy. That's right.
Because Izzy walked over with the application and just kind of like, here.
The first year Gem City was 2006, I believe. To answer the question. I think
because 06 year we got married.
Yeah, we can blame Izzy for that one. And I remember thinking, yeah, this guy will be good because there was a picture of you with Michael Turner, and I'm like, he knows Michael Turner.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so we just blame Izzy for all of this from 2007 on.
She doesn't take a lot of credit for the show, but there's a lot of things that happen there because of her. Like, for instance, that cake. I would have never bought you a cake for your birthday. That's just not what thoughtful. Right, and she's definitely more thoughtful than I am. I would have been like, "Oh, it's his birthday. Should we sing?" Somebody else do it. Find Amanda.
Amanda's expression was awesome.
Just now or that day?
Right now.
Oh. No. Right. But yeah, I wouldn't have got you a cake, and that was an awesome cake. That was a cake that Ann made.
Yeah, it was awesome. I still got the picture.
I was gonna say you still have the cake.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Still have some. I kept it for the 10 year later anniversary at Gem City.
Right.
Gem City 2025.
Gosh, it happens so fast too. People say like having kids and raising kids that everything happens so fast, and it does. But Gem City has gone by really, really fast. It's hard to imagine myself 15 years ago, what I was thinking, why I would do something like this. I still don't know what makes me do this.
I was kind of having the same thought of what was making me think that I should do this. And sorry about the expression. I couldn't figure out why my dog was sniffing and licking the wall behind me.
Oh, I just thought it was because Jesse, his thoughtfulness.
Right.
Yes. I'll make sure to address that at the roast at Champion City.
You know, and it's not the thoughtfulness. I'm not thoughtless. Wait, actually, no. I am. That's exactly it. I am. It doesn't occur to me to do that. And like, not to get into it, but like the same thing with the kids and Izzy and stuff. Like Izzy would be like, "Oh, that's a really nice, I don't know, purse, or that's a nice. I would like to eat at that restaurant sometime," and that just goes right over my head. A lot of people understand that that's a clue, but it's taken me 15 years before I even start. She sees me now. She'll be in the store and she'll be like, "Oh, that looks nice," and I'll take a picture of it. And she's like, "You're an idiot." Like, that's the only way I'll remember.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So much of Gem Cities happened by accident.
I remember how I got introduced to you. Sean goes, "You see that guy? I need you to go talk to him." He knows nothing about social media. I walk over. "Hi, I'm Jesse from Gem City." "Oh, no." "Oh, no. Here we go."
Yeah. Was that at Stebbins Con?
Yeah.
That's
Whatever
what
that Christmas one
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Where the band played.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was delightful.
I was just like, okay, I'll go talk to this guy. I'll help him out with his social media. Oh, convention guy. And then you invited me to the show the one year. And then at the end of the show, you're like, "You're hired." Okay. It was that. Very simple.
Right.
And I remember trying to chase Jesse, who takes like 4 steps. And I'm like, "I'm 5'2.5" and fat. I'm not getting up the stairs that quickly. Yo, get back here. Yo, come here. I've never seen anybody clear 6 stairs at a time, ever. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Unless they were falling up the stairs, but
I don't know that I could do that anymore.
I couldn't do it ever.
Yeah, I'm not sure I could run anywhere right now.
Thought you ran every day.
Well, I do.
Hi, Linda.
I do run. It's just that the course I pick now, instead of, I used to do it like a half and half where it was uphill at least half the way. Now I'm consistently looking for the flattest route I can possibly run. And at the Nutter Center, if you remember, the panel rooms were up on the 3rd floor, so you'd have to leave the con floor, go to a back stairway, and then run up 6 flights of steps to get there. And a lot of times people would call me like, "My computer's not working," and I'd have to run upstairs and run back down. I got used to it.
Like work.
I can't do that anymore. I used to go to the Nutter Center a lot, working on campus. I used to run at the Nutter Center, and there's all the shows that went through there that I'd worked, but I don't know what possessed me to do that now. There's nothing to get me to run up those steps.
That's why he went to the convention center. No more running up the stairs.
Yeah, there's an escalator. There's an escalator.
And an elevator.
Yeah.
So.
But you know what? I haven't been with Gem City long. It's only been 5 years. So this would have been my 5th year with Gem City. And I have to say, I love watching this itty bitty little show grow in just the 5 years that I've been with it.
Well, thank you. I would like to take some credit for it and say that, it's proper planning and organic growth, but it's, like I said before, it's accidental. I've never had much ambition for the show, so I've never tried to move it too fast. And a lot of people have said that I've been too slow. I should have made the jump to 2 days earlier. But that's just where we're at. For being a small show in a market like Dayton, I think we're exactly the right size that we need to be. We've peaked at around 12,000 people in the past. This year was looking up from that. That's part of the part that upsets me is we were looking up. I had more online ticket sales. I had a lot more, I felt like momentum going into this until the beginning of March. And it's a shame, but I understand and I agree that why we shouldn't be there. And it just gives us a chance to put everything we were putting on this year into next year. And maybe add a few things. I like what you've done here today a lot. I'd like to see maybe do one at 6 months, or maybe like a month before, like do a primer, like a Gem City primer.
Okay, so I got 6 months, so that's what pretty much 6 months, because obviously you only need 11 hours to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
So I got plenty of time. No worries.
You can do this during
Nothing like
Champions
Lake
City.
Exactly.
Again, I wouldn't have been able to pull this off if it wasn't for the amazing people that when I said help, they came. And I think that's why Gem City is the way that it is. You have brought a family together that obviously when a trumpet is blown for help, they gather together, they band together, and they do everything that they can to continue making this happen.
Well, that's nice to say. I think that. Well, no, I mean I appreciate that.
Well, that's very nice to say. We greatly appreciate it here.
I'm not good at accepting compliments, so that's my way of accepting a compliment. But it's very nice to say. But I think my part of it is I don't want people to think that it's the show or us that need help. I know that financially we did all right. I think that a lot of people could have asked for money back and they didn't. I didn't end up having to give back a lot of ticket sales. A lot of people have trust in the show that we will produce next year. And I gave, I think maybe less than 5 artist alley tables back, and like 3 vendor tables, and maybe 5 or 6 ticket sales back. And so that was remarkable to me, that people would put that much trust in the show, that they're willing to buy in a year in advance or 2 years in advance, and to trust me with that money, when it could be very handy right now, especially the people working in comics and creators and stuff, that they could use that money right now.
Want to lose their spot.
Well, that was the other thing that I'm kind of upset about, is that, I mean, I cut like maybe 20 tables, convention or creator tables from the floor plan, and I think it would have generated a lot more interest in the artists that were there. I think it would have been a really good year on a lot of different levels.
Well, guess what?
That's what it is.
It's still a really good year. I mean, we still put on a show, and we have another day to go too.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to that.
And that just means when we're back physically in the convention center, we're going to have to be bigger, better. You might actually hire somebody who's competent enough to do the work that they're supposed to be doing. I don't know.
Well, if I could afford that, I'd hire somebody to do my job.
I don't want his job. Nate, you want it?
No.
My job is super simple. I mean, all you have to be is to be almost neurotic about detail, and then not sleep for 72 hours. That's all it really takes.
Thank you.
It was weird because like you said the other day, the alarm went off, and this whole month, I said, as I do stuff the year before, like order pamphlets or order T-shirt orders or put this stuff in, I make a little note in my phone for the next year, so I know that I need to have this ordered by then, to sort of move them around and stuff. And so like all month long, I've been getting notifications like, gotta get your T-shirt order in. Like, oh crap, I gotta go do my T-shirt. No, I don't. We're not doing anything. This is miserable. I'm trying to think what I'd be doing right now if the show had happened. It'd been right before doors closed on a Saturday. I think we'd
be harassing you to go to dinner.
Right.
Yeah.
And trying to finish up commissions.
Yeah. All the wives would be gathering and going and saying, Jesse, we're going to this place for dinner.
Yeah,
Right.
You guys would be making dinner plans, and I would be going, Jesse, you need to go ahead and go, and I'll kick everybody out. And after dinner, you guys would be getting ready to head over to the drink and draw, and I would be making sure everything was taken care of, and then heading to my hotel room to go,
Right. I think I would be clear. I would be clearing registers and paying out vouchers right now. I think that's what I'd be doing right now. But yeah, such is life. Yeah, and I'm actually doing this from my dining room, and I've got all my stuff that I had bought for this year. I've got new wristbands, that are useless now. I have a bunch of free passes that I never got a chance to give out. I've got all my tickets that I didn't get a chance to sell. This is also our impromptu classroom too. This is where we have class, right?
Class.
Right.
Yeah. We've seen some of those lessons.
It's been brutal. I mean, if you're a parent right now and of little kids, hats off. I mean, because I don't know how teachers do it. I mean, my dad was a teacher all those years, and Steph is a teacher, and no, thank you. No, thank you.
Tell her Stephanie says hi.
No, Stephanie says hi. Young says hi. We're gonna say hi. No, she says.
John, I appreciate this comment, but no, I would not. I am not that good. I appreciate it, but I'm not. I don't even know how to start approaching somebody outside of my circle of people. I know you all think I'm some confident thing, but when it comes to stuff like that, I become an introvert. I appreciate it, but no. That's why you'll never see me on a stage. I can't do stages. I know I'm like this outgoing person, but if you were here staring at me and I was trying to do this, I'd freeze like a deer in the headlights. Because this is here and doing this, I don't look at the camera as a person. So I don't have a problem doing it. It's really weird. That's why when I was young and thin and pretty, I wanted to be a Broadway star. And then I realized my case of stage fright kept me from doing it. But all I have to say is to Sean and Nate, Rodney and Amon, Ren, hold on, I got to get my list. There's just so many of you guys today. Erica, Adam, Jay, Tim, Kat, thank you guys so much. Thank you so very much. Thank you to everybody who's been here in these comment sections, supporting everybody here and having fun. This means so much, not just to me, but for the show. I know it means a lot to Jesse. I can see it in his face. You can see the tears streaming down his cheeks of his gratitude. What are you doing?
Me or Sean?
Yes, you. Sean disappeared. Sean fell down a rabbit hole, and I don't know what happened to him.
Or he sat down.
I don't want to come up here. Hey, what's this? You're gonna.
I'm just listening. Like I said, I have a hard time taking compliments from people talking about that. I'll be honest. This year, I've always tried not to let the show be a big part of, or make it not think that it's a big part of who I outwardly am. But when it canceled, I was pretty down about it. And this last week has been real rough. Like when you called me with this idea originally, I didn't know if I was going to be able to get behind it 100%. But I'm glad you ran with it. You didn't listen to me. I'm glad you went on ahead with it, because I do think
you. I told you. I told Sean the conversation. I was like, no.
We've learned enough over the years that
I'm glad you went ahead and did it.
So now you all know how Gym City really works. This is how Gym City works. Jesse says no, and we just go behind his back and we do it anyway. Ta-da! That's how this show works.
Well, I didn't say no. It was an unenthusiastic whatever sort of thing.
That's kind of standard. That's
not like a no.
Yeah, but what did I tell you, Jesse? I said even if you told me no, what was I going to do? I was going to do it anyway.
You said you were going to do it anyway. Right. And I'm glad that you did, and I'm glad that everybody turned out for day one the way they have. It's heartwarming. I'm glad that the show means something to somebody other than me and my partners and stuff. And speaking of partners, I don't get a chance to tell much about like Bill or the people. I know they're real happy to see this, and Bill Book and Comic, they're really great. They've been really great partners over the years, and it means something to them.
I'm watching Zoo blow into the. Is this working? Testing, testing. Is this earpiece working?
Right.
By the way, Jesse, there's a guy, Bat Knight. He just kind of had a question about how you approached, because if you guys didn't know, originally we were going to have Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palomati at the show, and no, I was not even about to try to approach those two ever in my lifetime. So it wasn't me, it was Jesse.
But yeah, well, the way I approached them was probably 5 or 6 years ago, right when they formed Paper. I was talking to Jimmy about a piece of art that I had, that I was repping, that I was trying to sell, and he was interested in it. And then I asked him about the show, and he said, talk to my people about it. And it was through Paper Films, which is their production company. And I guess he's their rep, but his name's Patrick Wedge. And I just got a hold of Patrick, and every year it was like, what does this look like? We're going to be in Europe. Oh, what's this year look like? We're going to be on vacation. You're making this really tough for me, babe.
See, it's like you're at the convention.
Right. And all it took was persistence. I had to not take no for an answer. And that's how it is with a lot of the guests, is that if you talk to them 1 year, and they can't, or they say no, doesn't mean that they're opposed to it, or they're not going to come to some little town in Dayton. They want to come to some bigger shows and stuff, and that's not actually the case. A lot of smaller shows like Gem City, mid majors is what I call it, but they love the more intimate sort of gathering where they can catch up with old friends, and they don't have 50,000 people around them. They can spend a little bit more time talking with their fans and pressing the flesh, as it were. And that's one thing that gets to happen at Gem City, where normally at bigger shows you don't get a chance. I always tell the story that the year that we had Chris Claremont, he was working on selling or impressing upon everybody the new book that he was doing. I think was X-Men Forever, and it was essentially his take on X-Men if he had stayed on the book. And he, as people stood in line, he could comfortably talk to everybody about the book, about the things that were different in this series and things to look forward to. And he was able to do that with everybody that stood in line. And he was super appreciative. He appreciated that he could do that at Gem City, and he got a chance to step away from the table and not worry about having 30 people crushed around him trying to get something from him. And I think that's what a lot of people appreciate about Gem City, some of the bigger artists and stuff, is a chance to connect a little bit more. Yeah. So that's how I got Jimmy and Amanda.
Okay, my camera just hold on.
It's fine. I see you.
Yeah, you can see me, but okay, there it is.
Yeah.
My camera on my screen totally freaked out, and I would look to the right, and I was still staring straight, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? So, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's almost 5 o'clock. Food! You guys got to walk away. I had to. The worst part, the funniest thing is I had to leave. Of all the people in the world, away to themselves would be Ren and Mike, because I had to take the dogs out.
They weren't too bad.
No. Ron, I have zero desire to ever attend San Diego Comic-Con or New York City Comic-Con. I've been to both. I love those shows. I see the pros and cons to both large shows and to small shows, and I love it.
I don't like big shows.
You got to experience at least once.
No, I don't like big shows. The biggest show that I can do is Baltimore, and it's only because I've got a little bit of space that's my own. Yeah, I've been in the room in New York, and I've been like at Heroes for a while there. The one day it was really, really tight. It was kind of making me anxious. But Baltimore's about it for me.
in, let's see, Dragon Con. The funny part is like my show's Dragon Con. I've been to San Diego finally. Well, I haven't been to San Diego since a long time. I've been to New York within the last 5 years. And then I do a bunch of little shows. I started in Atlanta, Georgia's Dragon Con. That's how I got started into working with shows.
Right. I love little shows. And as a result, I've got a bunch of them. We've got Champion City Comic Con and 2 Knights Halls that are, 50 dealers, a handful of artists, and Champion City about 150 people. The other shows are peaking. They're going to peak around 200, and they're great collector shows. I mean, you find great things in there because the tables are cheap and people can afford to sell their own collection. So you find all kinds of great stuff like that. But I appreciate the smaller shows a lot more than the big shows. And going forward, I'm not sure that big shows are going to be the same after these last couple months. I'm just not sure how they're going to operate.
Be the same. It's all going to change.
Well, everything changes always. I just don't know that. I mean, can you imagine being in Charlotte at that show? Not, being aware that there's that many people close to you, or being at New York, thinking about, does that person have it? Does this person have it? And then on the other side of this, what's the government or, what are the municipalities going to say to a convention? Like, do you have to have so many people there? Do you have to have so many, so much space between people? I mean, how is the show going to do that?
I don't know.
That's going to be trippy. I mean, like being at San Diego or New York, where you're always, doesn't matter where you go, you're elbow to elbow, back to back, whatever. Yeah, how do you have a bunch of security guys standing around, like measuring the space between everybody?
Does anybody else hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was ignoring it.
Okay, I was trying to figure out if I was getting ready to be attacked by aliens. So,
but the question is how does if you have to limit the number of people that can come into San Diego or Baltimore or New York, knowing that the margins are so thin as it is anyway, how is that going to make that show feasible financially? How will it make an artist to be able to set up in New York, knowing that there's going to be that many less people, spaced out over time? New York's an expensive show. Baltimore's an expensive show to get to. How can you make any money knowing that the shows are the margins are that tight? Especially if you're the promoter. I don't know how those shows are going to even repop to something that big that does that many big shows, and different kinds of shows. How can they make any money like that, knowing that half their audience might not be allowed to come in?
So basically what you're saying is this would be a lot easier if it was just a zombie apocalypse.
Right. Let me but before I get your take on it, I want to jump back to something that somebody just put up there about the show in Monroe. Yeah, the Monroe show. I actually have a show in Michigan too. It's in Livonia. It's the Knights Hall Livonia show. So I'm aware of the shows up there. I need to get up there more often. But anyway, what do you think about what I just started off about? Do you think that the big shows have a future?
Big shows are going to be something. I don't know. I'm debating on what's going to happen if, like you brought up Baltimore a number of times. We're, the three of us at least are supposed to be going to Baltimore in September, October, wherever it falls this year. Is it going to happen? For one, if it does happen, there's not going to be a vaccine. I don't know how much of that I want to deal with. I mean, we were at C2E2, right at the beginning of this whole thing. We stopped on a 6-hour car ride to buy a thing of Lysol wipes so we could wipe portfolios down multiple times throughout the day.
Right.
Steph was like sitting there digging out the Lysol wipes and wiping Nate and I down to make sure we weren't catching stuff. Yeah. I mean, this was we tried not to shake people's hands that entire weekend and all that stuff, and that was before we really knew what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
Right.
And Dave Aiken says we're weirdos.
Well,
Well, I mean, think about it.
takes one to
A
know.
lot of people that go to shows, that's sort of what they do. They're there to meet artists, and they're to stand, over top of them and watch them work. And that might not be something that exists after this. I mean, and contrary to what everybody thinks, that there's not a lot of money in show running. There's just not. The margins are thin. There's just not. I mean, and I've compared notes with other promoters like Mark in Baltimore and Charlotte and stuff like that, and the percentages are about the same. And if you didn't love it, there's no one would go into this to make money if you didn't love it. Nobody. So,
like making comics to begin with,
right?
So what do you do?
I agree.
Nate, what do you think?
It just went silence. Like, I don't make comics. I agree.
It's just it's going to be our new normal for a little while. True story. All these people are actually in my basement right now. Dave, you got one hell of a basement.
I have agreed to let this man be on here for tomorrow's show. What was I
fun
thinking?
With that.
Yeah, that's going to be a trip.
For an hour.
One of my favorite Gem City stories happened last year, maybe 2 years ago. Billy had bought a Superman #1 and had brought it to the drink and draw, and everyone was congratulating him on picking it up and stuff like that. And they were buying him drinks, and Bill was buying lots of drinks. So he was kind of drunk, and Billy gets chatty when he talks, and he ran into Dave. So him and Dave sober, chatty, Bill drunk, chatty. And then me and Dave and Andy Bennett are just kind of standing there twiddling our thumbs, like just letting these two go. So that was great. That was funny. People saw us and were like, "Oh, I see what's happening here." That was good.
Well, based off of the description that Dave gave me, supposedly Andy will be doing all of the work, and Dave just wants to dance around on the camera.
That's probably true. Isn't that normally how it works with the two of them?
Kinda, yeah.
Dave misses Bill.
So sad.
I do. And it's weird because usually I talk to Bill every night about this time of year. Like for the last month, I would talk to him every night. We plan what we're going to do. We do, we just plan stuff, and it hasn't. It's just
David, nice story, Jesse. Real nice.
It's. I do. I missed the time I've had with friends this past week. Yep, that's all I got to say about that. Now I'm sad again.
Well, here, let me lighten up your mood, because we're doing this also tomorrow with a different group of people. Dave's gonna be one of them.
Yay!
Dear Lord.
He's the last act tomorrow.
He's the closer.
It'll be an act.
And I know, that's why I said act, not panel, act.
Nice.
You'll have fun.
Oh yeah.
Dave can keep you entertained.
I'm gonna be honest. I was very wary about. Oops. I'm not gonna say that I was very comfortable. I was very wary on how it was gonna work. If people were gonna watch, if people were gonna respond to this. It's all been positive. I think we had one little mishap, and that's it.
I didn't do it.
And
did that happen in the comments here or on Facebook?
We all know where it came from. We all saw where it came from.
I didn't see.
He was.
I didn't.
He was on through the Facebook thing, and I real quickly, I appreciate everybody who supported me. Okay, if you wanted to do that, I could have done that. I do that stuff anyway, Dave. That's what I do for a living. We had a guy, and he got a little rude, and I do what I always do. I took the high ground. Because
Well, good.
Gypsy.
Good.
Now,
cool.
if this was an AGP thing, that would have been different.
Right. Nice.
Remind me to hit him next time I can get within 6 feet of him.
Dave kills me.
That's what Steph and I spent after I did my portion of the thing this morning. We finished up taxes. And then we went out and cut down a tree.
Is that what you bought that reciprocating saw for?
Part of it. We also cut off some stuff on the deck that needed trimmed down so we can finish off the deck.
And for the bodies.
Nice.
No, yeah.
I think it's funny.
I needed somewhere to hide it. Got some big industrial trash bags that we got for doing the deck work. So it's like a 2-for-1 shopping experience.
See? People are taking care of decks. We've got a convention that's been able to happen. It's been a successful day.
It has. We've got a lot done. I mowed the grass over my mom's house. And I'll send you a picture later of the tree that I'm chopping down next week over there. I won't be using a reciprocating saw.
Oh, well, geez. Just be like, I don't have to use a saw. But
what time should we look out for the 911 calls?
It's dangerous. I'll send it to you now. We'll see what you think of that.
Okay, my question is this. Do you honestly think he's worth a 911 call? We could just use some duct tape as super glue. I can put that back together.
Yeah, he might be all right.
It's
be like Monty Python. It's just a flesh wound.
'Tis only a fresh wound.
We had to. I was up on a ladder. What?
There's like 5 trees in the picture. Which one?
Yeah.
The one that's all sideways. See how it's broken?
That's
about 15.
You mean the branch
that's about 15. Yeah, that's about 15 feet in the air. I got to jump up. I got to climb up in there, cut that one part, and then a friend of mine's coming over with the truck. We're going to tie off to it and pull it out of there.
Hold on, Jesse.
Oh Lord! All right, so we're gonna drive out in social distance and watch it from your mom's driveway.
You know, it's tempting to do that.
And record it and put it on YouTube. That's it. We're done. We don't have to do anything ever. That'll be so watched, so much money done.
Nice.
It'll be great.
All right, so we got 3 minutes. You want to wrap it up?
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. But please, does anybody else thought it was funny that he texted Sean and a Jawa voice came out of the phone?
Yeah, that was mine.
That was yours? Wait, did I get one?
No, I didn't send it to you.
No. We have, look at...
well, okay, obviously...
That we do random crap with.
All right. So again, to everybody who was on the convention show today, to everybody who has been here chatting with us, watching us, whether it was on Facebook, whether it was on the Twitch stream over on Amanda Gillen Presents, thank you guys so much. Again, this was a passion to be able to do this. We just wanted to give back to a community who told us how much we love them. If you are unaware, there will be a post going up tomorrow because we'll be doing the same thing tomorrow as we did today. And we have another amazing lineup. Where did I put there it is. Sorry, I'm getting hungry. Tomorrow we have another amazing lineup. From 10 to 11, we have Justin Watson doing a sketch. From 11 to 12, Gavin Smith will be coming in doing some sketching, and he might be bringing Stuart Sager if he was able to get available. From 12 to 1, we have Victor Dandridge Jr. He's going to be doing a panel. Then we have Yuko. He's coming in to do some sketching. Then Mike Watson's coming back with Jerry Minard, and they'll be doing a panel. And then this goofy man that you saw coming, Dave Akins, he'll be bringing his buddy Andy Bennett. They'll be doing a panel. And if Dave does not dance during his panel like he told me he was going to do, there will be issues because I want to see this dancing. I have to see it now. That's just the way it is. You don't threaten me with dancing and don't get to dance, my man. And of course, I'll be back introducing everybody and trying to moderate the best that I can. I never said I was a great moderator. I'm just trying to help out where I can. And remember, this is so incredible that you all have come to support Jesse, the Gem City Comic Con. It's greatly appreciated. And thank you guys so much for helping me put this on. Was that a cattail?
Yes.
Okay.
I've only got 3 and 2 dogs, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to mention anything else before we go?
Just thanks for everybody that came in and watched and all that. Thanks for Jesse for putting on the show for 15 years. And thanks to Izzy for inviting me to the first one that made me come to all the rest of them. And I don't know.
Yeah. What he said.
Yeah.
It's
and Indy agrees. He's barking over here for you.
Nice.
Thank you so much. On that note, we're going to go ahead. People are going to take care of their dogs. Some of us are going to eat.
Well, since it looks like Amanda dropped out, so I want to say thank you to everybody also. I appreciate all the work that everyone put into it and taking time out of your Saturday. Yeah. What? What happened? What
All right, I'm out of here because the dog's going nuts. See you guys.
Later.
Bye.
I know it did Bat Night. I did it on purpose.
Amanda.
I did this to you. I took you out.
Is she frozen like that?
She's not frozen.
I'm not frozen.
It must be your
She's
connection.
frozen. Yeah, it must be my connection then.
I pulled you down and I put you
It's
back up.
probably always me. But what is she doing?
I'm talking.
What is she
Obviously, he
doing,
can
Nate?
hear you, Nate. Tell him I'm just talking.
She's just talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tell Jesse to say goodbye.
Say goodbye, Jesse.
Bye.
See ya.
I didn't hear any of that. I couldn't hear you at all.
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you now.
Okay, so I was talking, you cut me off, so then I pulled you out of the stream and then I put you back up.
Oh, okay.
That's why everybody was laughing.
Oh, okay.
So, and Bat Night goes, it cuts some, and I went, yes, I know, I did it on purpose. Click. No. But
Cool. Thank you for I got to jump out of here, but thank you for putting this on. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Just I didn't do it by myself. I'm just saying I cannot take all the credit. And Ron, you want to send me a friend request? You can send me a friend request. Jesse, can he send you a friend request?
Yeah.
There you go. And so you take a good night. I'm gonna go get some food before I have to stream tonight at 10:30. So.
All right. Have fun. Thank you again.
No problem. Bye, guys. And if you do like me, this will be the one time I do actually promote it. I have a Twitch channel. I do live streaming of video games. If you want to talk to me later tonight, you're more than welcome to. It'll be at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's Amanda Gillum spelled like William, but with a G instead of a W presents. Only because I was told if I didn't do a little bit of promoting myself, I was going to be in trouble with my boss. But seriously, I can't thank you all enough for doing this today. Thank you so much. And I hope to see everybody tomorrow. We'll start again at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night.